Let's see. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are doing a live stream today. Yes, we are. Let me just upload this to the Discord real quick, get things going real quick here. I should be live. Am I not live? I thought I was live. Am I live now? I must be live. It says I'm live. I don't know. Let me try and refresh this. Huh. I am live, but I can't pull it up. I can't upload it to the Discord. That's kind of weird. Let me see. Maybe I could just share it directly here. Copy that link and post it. Yeah. There we go. Let's see. And if I click that, it might be a little. It's not going to go. Okay, cool. Hell yeah. All right, it pulls up. All right. For some reason, it's not showing up on my other device. Oh, now it is. Okay, cool. So, anyways, without any further ado, we're going to be going over all the usual requests today. We'll be going over Bitcoin and all kinds of stuff. There's not a whole lot of requests today. There's a lot of, I feel like, silence in the markets. I do have my handy dandy cup here today. Fun fact: if you guys ever see me pull this cup out, that means I'm drinking alcohol. And I made a good one today. Oh yeah. All right. I don't normally drink, honestly, but it just, it felt kind of called for today because things did not go the way that I expected them to. But also, I'm home by myself right now. I'm feeling myself. Why not? Things did not go the way that I expected. There we go. Now it's on there. I just want to be able to see the live chat. What's going on? I see that I got a couple people in here, but it's still loading. It's being a pain. I don't know why it's being a pain on my end here. There we go. Oh, what's up? What's up, Ethan? How you doing? What's up, Adrian? How you doing? What's up, Trey? Yeah, thank you guys, man. It's it's hard. It's definitely hard. I know a lot of YouTubers that I don't know them personally, but I've seen it time and time again where they make calls and the price action spits right in their face. Hey, thanks, man. And they don't make a video for a couple days, or something like that. And it's like, I woke up with that punch in the gut feeling today because it definitely, this one hurt my pride, seeing that Bitcoin's up 11% this week. CleanSpark was up like 30, almost 40% today at one point. Crazy stuff. But, that's why, as far as like making calls goes, as far as like buying or selling, like we're in the beginning phases of the market. This is not a time to play games. I've had my bags loaded for months now. I know a lot of you have as well. And I have been talking about prices going lower, but even with that, never have I really recommended selling. The only time that I've recommended selling at all, and I'm not a financial advisor, none of this is financial advice, but the only time I had was on LTCN and BCHG before they had those big drop-offs. And, ever since we've had that, like here, I haven't recommended selling for anybody. LTCN, I haven't recommended selling anybody. Man, I'm explaining myself, and I don't know. I'm trying to say that you can't be right every time. I was definitely wrong this time, and we're gonna do all the requests, and then I'll get to the other stuff. Let's see. Thanks for everything. I appreciate you, man. Mufasa, not Mustafa. Mufasa's good. He's actually underneath the table. I don't know if you can see him over there. I was waiting to try and pick up Merrill Leaps. Yeah, hi, Ethan. Let's see, hi, Fat. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I'm just reading it out loud. All right, guys, so I'm going to be covering what my thoughts are on the markets as a whole. Are we going to go up? Is it a nonstop train to the upside? Do we still have downside left? Have my price targets changed? And I want to get into that with all the stuff. Yeah, the Discord link, it should be in the description. It should be. Let me see. Yeah, it should be in the description. I don't know if I'm on. That's Bob Marley there. I don't know if I can check out my live from here. I was listening to some Bob Marley before. I don't know if I can check it out, but it should be in the description for anybody that wants to join the Discord. Anyways, what I was going to say was I am going to be going over my thoughts on like where the market's going to go. And yes, you guys, yes, things have changed. Things have absolutely changed. I want to go over that. But first and foremost, let's talk about Bitcoin. This one's at the request of Dialogue Kayaker. And I've answered a few comments, going through today's comments on YouTube, talking about how I do expect prices to pull back. This has definitely changed things. We might not, that might be the low. That $34,900 target that I was looking for, it might not happen anymore. It's still possible, but it went from, in my head, being a likelihood to now it's like, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Maybe we stay in this range, as we kind of did here, right? Maybe that was our low, and maybe it probably won't look exactly like this. It could, but more or less that we don't have to go below here. And this move definitely changed that. We had the highest daily close that we've had since the bear market started, right? So things are definitely changing, getting strong reads on the RSI, solid volume, not the craziest volume, but volume is, coming in. And, on a weekly basis, it doesn't really look like it's there, but that's okay. We do have kind of bearish divergence forming right here, but it's not too dramatic. That would lead me to believe that we could go back below 44K, potentially go all the way back down to 41K. I don't know if we'll see prices below 39K again. I am still leaving the opportunity, the possibility of us going down this low for Bitcoin. It's still there. I'm just not as sure of it right now. And it's a lot harder to say that after a move like this. I do want to go over, let's look at the crypto fear and greed index. Let's just see real quick before we do some actual TA. Let's see. Yeah, thank you guys. I was pretty nervous to read the comments today. I'm like, here we go. I'm gonna have to deal with the jackals, man. I'm gonna get eaten alive today, and we're at pretty high levels of greed, as we should be. We definitely moved up a lot. I'd rather see that than see us getting fearful, because if we were getting fearful as we're gonna move up, that means that we have a lot more to go to the upside. But a lot of you guys were very, very kind and supportive in the comments, and I'm grateful for this community. I'm grateful for everybody that's come around here. It seems like a lot of you guys understand that I can be wrong. Nobody's perfect. You're going to be wrong at some point, and it's all about mitigating risk. At the end of the day, I say this all the time in my videos. It's not about being right or wrong. It's nice to be right. It sucks to be wrong. Speaking from experience. But it's not about that. It's about mitigating risk. And that's why, even though from here I said that we would move down the ETF, once the ETFs were released, that we would sell the news, and we did. I didn't sell, right? Even though down here I did expect the price to go up, I didn't buy down here because ultimately I did expect the prices to go lower nonetheless. And I'm not buying here still because even if the prices don't go down here, I do think we'll see some kind of a correction. But it's not about playing that short game when we're so early in the market right now. We are still pre-halving right now. Thank you. I appreciate you, C-Zar guy. I appreciate you, man. It's not about being right or wrong. It's about holding on really through the end of the cycle. If you want to play that game, you want to play that trading game, I do make calls, short-term calls all the time. But most of the time, the way that I do my trading and investing, I trade a very small percentage of my total portfolio. And when I say a small percentage, I mean 95% of what I own in the markets, I don't touch it. I don't touch it at all. It doesn't get moved around. My CleanSpark trade definitely took a hit, but enough about me, man. Let's get into the TA. I've got a short list today. I want to go over it, and then I'll answer any questions as I see them coming along. Yeah, definitely legends in the chat, man. Legends all over the place. What's up? Good evening from Colorado, Denver, Colorado. Again, I said this in the beginning. Some of you might be joining now, but I only bring out the metal cup whenever I've got alcohol, and I made myself a little mixer here. I was listening to some Bob Marley and playing that song "Stir It Up." I was stirring it up, man. It's a good one. I don't like vodka, but hey, that's what I got. Anyways, from top to bottom here, we went all the way up to the 886. Very deep retracement. This could be considered a double top of sorts. It definitely has that look. Building volume, but it's not a significant amount of volume to really be too excited for immediate price growth. Again, everything that I said yesterday as far as what we do around the halving, I actually want to go BTC USD on the index here. What we do around the halving, I would expect that we do see prices coming down in March, maybe even going into April. I don't think that it's go time just yet. It could be. It really could be, and I'll go over what to look for in that sense. But I want to go over just really quickly what we've done, in the previous halving times. So 2012, November was the first halving. November, very end of November. We were very stagnant going into the halving, right? We had this little pump. We moved up quite dramatically, but as we got to the halving, closing that month in November, the monthly close was a 60% deficit from the all-time high at that point. If we go to the next halving, the all-time high that we had, and I went over this in my video yesterday, but I'm just doing a quick refresher for anybody that may or may not have seen it. The halving happened in July. I think it was July 9th, 2016. 50% from all-time high to the monthly close of the month of the halving, we were 50% down. The next one was May 11th, I believe, 2020. And on that monthly close, from the all-time high, we were at a 52% difference. So 52, 50, 60%. If we were to continue moving up from here, I mean, we're really close to the halving, guys. Like, if we were to do anything like we've seen before, if we were to do a 50% pullback, that would bring us all the way down to 34K. And I've already been calling for something that was a little bit higher than that. Let's say we don't even do that. Let's say we do a 30, we're at like 30% of like where we are at the halving. That would be basically around these prices now, you know, in a month and a half from now, essentially. Yeah, about, I guess it'd be like 2 months, wouldn't it? Probably like 2.5 months, actually. That's a long time to hover. So could we go up a little bit more in that time and then come down? Sure, but I wouldn't personally, based off of what we've seen in previous cycles, I wouldn't expect that we would really be around these levels or higher by the halving. That's why, even though yes, there's a little bit of egg on my face, yes, my pride hurts, man, my pride hurts. I was wrong. But you know, you got to get over that. You definitely got to get over that, because you can't be right every time. You can't be wrong every time. But this move was absolutely unexpected on my behalf. It would be out of the realm of normality for Bitcoin to just keep pumping from here without pulling back. And maybe it does. Maybe it does pump up a little bit. It is the weekend right now. There's lower volume traded on the weekends. We could see this thing get away for a little bit. We very well could, by Sunday to close the week, we could be above 50K. Maybe even at 51K, 55K to start the week off next week. But I would expect next week, if not over the weekend, but probably likely next week, we will see this thing pull back. Now, where is it going to pull back from? It could pull back. That could have been the relative high. It could go up a little higher, and then we pull back from there. You know, maybe we perform a perfect double top. I don't know. You know, it's a bit hard to say. Looking at the 4 hour, we went all the way up to the 91 on the 4 hour, and we haven't seen a significant pullback yet. So I very much, if we were to go up higher, it would be a marginal amount, a small amount, and where we pull back to is probably going to be a larger amount than what we would grow. You know, from here, if we were to go to 51K, that's about a $4,000 increase, where there's a very realistic possibility that we could see, you know, in equivalence to that, a $4,000 decrease in price, potentially even lower. And again, what I was saying a second ago too is, you know, we absolutely could go below these lows still. I'm just not as confident as I was here that we would go below this low as I am now, you know. And so with all that, you know, I guess to wrap up Bitcoin, what to look for if we're going to go higher. I mean, really, closing above this day is pretty significant, man. Getting in the overbought zone on the daily, bouncing off the 50, that is pretty significant. The 4 hour is very bullish. It could take a break over the next 2 days, but we could still go up from here. So as far as going higher, I think you've done that. You absolutely could continue to go higher. Once we take that high out, I guess that's going to be the real testament as to like breaking into that 50 to 55K area. I'll pull up some fibs here. Top to bottom, the 1272 is at 52.3K. The 1618 is at 56.8K. You know, somewhere in that range. Absolutely, we could go there. Let's put this line up here. Let's put this line down here. And again, guys, just because I'm talking about the upside doesn't mean that I think it's go time completely right now. I do expect we will see prices below where we currently are, below, like even below 45K again at some point. But just for the more immediate time, these are the targets that we have, and we might not achieve those. We might stop out here. You know, it's hard to say. But absolutely, we broke out of this downtrend. You can see it. We should have, ideally would have rejected this, but we didn't. We broke straight through it, just nonstop train, man. So could we continue up here? I think we could. Really looking at this on a fib perspective too. On the first pass of the 618, we broke through it, closed above it, have building volume. How I do my technical analysis, I would very much expect, I would be more surprised to not see the 1272 or the 1618 or something in between hit before seeing some kind of a pullback. So there's that. Let's go back in time and just see if there's anything of relevance. 1272 at literal areas of resistance here and here. The 1618 kind of near this area of support. Not really anything else going on, but yeah. resistance there, support here. That 1272 looks pretty significant. So we really could go all the way up to about 52.3K. I want to read the comments real quick because I see I got a lot of people. I think this is the most people I've ever had in a live stream. Thank you all for coming. Appreciate you. Let's see. Let's see here. I appreciate all you guys, man. Thank you. What's up, C? What's up, Andy? Pound that like button, definitely. And for the Christmas tree, yeah. I don't know. Can you guys see it? Let me see. Yeah, you can. Okay, cool. I actually didn't see. Let me see here. Outer Banks is awesome. Let's see. What's up, E-Double? Hey, old Eric, you might be right, man. Old models might be out the window, right? BTC ETF changed that. And now here's the thing with the ETF, you guys. If you look at gold, I'm not going to go, I'll look at gold real quick, but I don't want to go over everything. But the gold, when did the first United States, when did the first US gold ETF come out? Sure. November 18th, 2024. Right? A lot of people like to compare Bitcoin to gold. They're not the same thing, obviously, but was it 2004? Yeah, 2004. All the way back here. So November in 2004, that was here, right? November. This is when the gold ETF came in. The next month we did go up a little bit higher, but ultimately we went sideways. We went down and sideways. Gold was in the middle of an uptrend, and once the ETF got released in America, you moved down and you were sideways. You didn't break out for 10 months. If I go over any other ETFs or any, like, what do they call it, precious metals or anything that's really available, uranium, ETFs have historically not been good for anything. That tends to be a time of stagnation, a time of, prices pulling back. And if anybody's using the argument, well, there's an institutional on-ramp for Bitcoin, you guys, institutional money has been involved with Bitcoin since the 2017 bull market, maybe even before then. That's just what we know of. So institutional money having an on-ramp, sure, through the ETF they do, but they've been involved for a while. So that's, that might be a good narrative, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm missing something, maybe there is more money coming into it, maybe this time is different, but I feel like that is a good way to get yourself in trouble, thinking that this time is different, because generally speaking, markets do follow patterns, they do follow trends. So I'm just basing my opinions as much as you don't know the future, I am basing it off of the past, off of like what we've seen Bitcoin do with compared to relative things that have had ETFs come out. On the 11th was when the ETFs were available. We only went down for 12 days. And Bitcoin's open 24/7. Stocks and everything, they're not open 24/7. They're only open for a little bit each day, 5 days a week, excluding holidays. This thing's open 24/7, 365 a year, 366 days this year because it's a leap year. I would expect that the downside that comes from the ETF would be lessened. It would be more mitigated. We have the halving coming up, all this stuff. But I don't think this would be the end of it. I don't think it's go time right now. That's like one argument I have. But relatively speaking, absolutely we could go higher. With gold, even on the month of the ETF, we actually did see a higher high the next month. That December did promote a slightly higher high. It was more of a double top, but let me see here. Let's see. Yeah, massive money probably will come in through the ETFs, inevitably, probably. Let's see. 15 to 30% number. True. No, yeah. Yep. Tighter supply. But that's the thing too, Mike Burry. And I went over this probably just before you got on, but to every halving, because every single halving has had that, right? We've seen that half supply cut every single halving. And one halving, we actually went down through the halving. We had a pre-halving pump and then went down going through the halving. Most halvings were actually stagnant for quite some time afterwards. Like, let's see, the last halving, and actually all I did was I measured from the all-time highs to where we were by the halving. But if we took the actual month of the halving, May here, this is on a weekly, it was May 11th this week, we moved sideways really. We didn't break out until 11 weeks later, okay, after the halving. So even though the supply got cut in half, and yes, it's all supply versus demand. If demand stays the same, but supply is cut in half, the price should go up. That doesn't register immediately, right? That can take time. But that took 11 weeks. Our previous halving to that was 2016 in July. Let's see. And that was here. It was actually July 9th, I believe. It was this week. And we really didn't start moving up again. We didn't break above these prices until about 16 weeks later. So, that's about a few months, a little bit more than a few months, actually. This is like 2.5 months versus almost 4 months here. And the first one, the very first one, it's not available on this chart. It's the Coinbase chart, but I do remember I've looked at it enough times. It was about a month later that we broke out, about a month and a half. So when it comes to the having happen, I do think it's a fundamentally bullish thing. I do think it is, but it doesn't mean that we're immediately going to pump through the skies. Let's see. Hold on. It isn't odd to pump before the halving. It is a bit odd, TY. It's not uncommon. We've seen it once. That 2016, you can look in the July 2016 bull market. We did actually pump before the halving, but about a month. What was it? Probably about a month. Not even a month. It was June, literally about a month before the halving. We topped off, and then we went down going into the halving. Whatever pump we had, we basically gave it all back. The halving was here the week of July 9th, which would have been this week here, the week of July 4th. That was the beginning of it. And yeah, we stalled around the halving time. We had a little pump right here, but really we went down. And then the time before, we did pump, I suppose, going into the halving, but we found our low in March, which was about 2 months before the halving. Here we are now, about 2 months before the halving. It would make sense that we'd go down. Whenever it came to the 2012 halving, we also, had that same kind of scenario. Long story short, yes, it's not common to pump into the halving, though it does happen. And we're doing it now. We are pumping a little bit. Arguably, we are pumping into the halving. I just don't think it's sustained that much longer. Late to the party. No, the party's just getting started, Halloween House. Party's just getting started. Just need an exit strategy. Yeah, exactly. Just need an exit strategy for the cycle. And that's what all this intraday stuff, what's nice about if you're doing this right, if you're mitigating your risk and you're already involved, you're holding your coins, you can expect prices to go lower and be wrong, and you're still okay because you're holding your bags, you're not trading them. And that's why I very much do urge against trading. If I ever talk about going down and I get excited about that, is only because I would like to buy more. I would like to scoop up more. And just look at how perfect it would make sense to go down to this level, right? Like, that's not a perfectly drawn straight line, but you see what I'm going for, right? Compared to this trend, it would make sense to go back down here. But because of this move, I am a little bit curious to see if we actually do go below this low. The only thing that would convince me, I'm still convinced that we can go below this low, but what would make it likely? Right now, I don't think it's likely. I think it has a chance to, but I wouldn't say it's as likely as it was prior to this week. What would make this likely is if next week we had a bearish reversal candle. If over the next 2 days we came back down significantly, like dropped 5% or more from here, that's not really that significant, but for an 11% pump, giving back half of that or more would be significant. If we had that and volume came in as we're going down before the end of this week or next week, we had a bearish engulfing candle of sorts and promoted this double top look, that would bring back the likelihood that we do go to that 34.9K level or lower. And that's the area that I've been calling for. But right now, as things stand, you got to be fluid as a trader, as an investor. You got to be fluid and just kind of take things as they come at you, man. This definitely looks like a breakout of a bearish trend in the RSI. Highest daily close we've had since the bear market. It is what it is. Volume's building. It looks good. I very much do expect, based off of these fib levels, and I'll end it here, that we'll go to 52,000 to 57,000, somewhere in there. And I'm not ending the video. I'm just going to end the talks about Bitcoin. Compound. Yeah, we're going to go over Compound, John Speed, and we are going to go over CleanSpark, DB. I'm going to go over everybody's requests. For anybody that's here that had requests, I'm going to go over everybody's requests. Any new requests, I will go over that after I fulfill the list. But you can see it. It's a very, very short list today. It's not a whole lot. It's probably like a dozen or so requests. But that was BTC. I hope you guys had enough of that. Let's talk about, we'll do some of the boring stuff real quick, and then we'll jump back to crypto. I want to go to ACLS for Augustine IB or Augustina EB. I don't know how to say it. but this one's for you. This is the only stock. So after this, we'll go over. Well, it's not the only stock. The other ones are crypto stocks, though. Man, that is bullish. Maybe it's related to crypto, man. I don't know, but that's a nice week for sure. If we saw something like this, but the reverse effect, that would lead me to believe that we are turning around as well. That's kind of like a double bottom there. It looks nice. Let's see. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you could be moving up, man. That is nice. Probably goes higher to 138, 160, 166 area. I would think you see the 618, 69 area. Depends on what you do. You could come up here, find resistance, pull back to the 382, and then move up. You could just flash straight through it, but I wouldn't expect that as much. You absolutely could go lower as well, but nonetheless, from here, just based off this weekly, I would think that you go higher. Oh, that daily RSI looks beautiful. That looks really nice. That is a bullish daily RSI right there, man. Very constructive. You can see it, right? Like look at how this is like in a downtrend in itself. It's like going down, but the RSI is going up. That's a nice. And then, man, you got a lot of volume here. Nice. It looks really good. Probably goes up higher, definitely. We're going to talk about CleanSpark, Wolf, CRCW, and Marathon right now. We're going to go over all those mining stocks. And then after that, we're going to go over the Grayscale Trust for Dialogue Kayaker and the boys. And then we're going to be going over some miscellaneous cryptos for everybody that requested those. But we're going to start it off with Wolf for Tariq Melhelm 888. We'll start it off with Wolf. Wolf is probably the only other. Oh damn, man! There was somebody that requested other mining stocks, and I can't remember. I didn't take pictures of them. What I do is I'll go through my comments and I'll do like a screenshot. I did not screenshot. I responded to the comment, man. I didn't do a screenshot. That sucks. Oh well. I'm sure they'll request it again. If you're out there, you asked me, I forget what your name is, but you asked me why I don't talk about these crypto mining stocks, and I answered like I hadn't heard about them, but I'll look into them or something like that. But I do like CleanSpark. I said I liked CleanSpark because it's got nuclear power, providing like mining power and stuff like that, and I like the fundamentals too. We'll go over Bitfarms. Yeah, I'll write that down actually for Goran Lukic. Bitfarms. All right, so first and foremost, Wolf looking good, broke out of this downtrend, volume's building, it definitely looks nice. Not as nice as CleanSpark, but still pretty damn nice. In that 61869 area, based off of how you've been respecting the fibs, I would expect that you find resistance probably in this area. If you go up higher, you might find resistance in this area, but I wouldn't think that you'd go too much higher than 285. And truthfully, I do expect you'll turn around in this 237 to 221 area. You might turn around starting next week as it is. You could pull back to your 0.5 and then move up higher. You could pull back to your 382 and then move up higher. This could be the end of your move, and then you continue to go down from there. We have a lot of, there's a lot of if-thans going on right now. So if you can get below your 382, then the ball is in the bear's court to potentially go lower than this low. If you can go lower than this low, especially on the first pass, right? If you do this, if you bounce off the 382, reject your 236, something like that, and then get below your 618, your golden ratio on the first pass, the likelihood that you would take this low out goes up dramatically. You would probably see prices down at $1 to 85 cents. And that would make sense. That's kind of in this previous area where we found lows before, right? It's kind of like right there. And the 1618 is a little bit below that, but it's hard to say right now. As things are looking, the bears definitely, the ball is definitely in the bulls' court, but we're at an area where I kind of would expect you to turn around. Not only is it the 61869 area, but it's kind of near this previous area of resistance here. You actually tipped it, didn't you? You literally tipped that closing high right there, previous area of support too. Yeah, nothing really else to go off of. So it wouldn't be crazy if you pulled back from here. I actually do want to see a relative fib real quick, top to bottom. You hit the 1414 on the dot. Oh, yeah, hit it on the dot. Do you like your 1414? Let's just see real quick. And I'm going to try to get to everybody's requests and comments, but it looks like you like your 1618, so you could go a little bit higher. You could. Oh, yeah, that 618 is right near this 1886. You might go up to like 234, 255, or sorry, 234 to 240, somewhere in that area. Start the week up next week and then move down, something like that. As far as going below this low goes, we'll have to see if you can get below this low. If you can get below this low, I would think that you will go lower than this. But if not, if you form a higher low, that might be the end of it. You know, you might be able to buy down at like $1.70, $1.80, somewhere in there. Definitely lower than these current prices, but as far as lower than that, that remains to be seen. Things are different right now, you guys. C-Drill, are those cryptos or are those stocks? Let me know. Definitely, if you guys can let me know if they're cryptos or stocks, that helps. I think OHM is a crypto. But we're going to be moving on to CRCW for Cryptothon. Let's see. It's like Cryptothon, but Crypto-Thon, Cryptothon. Looks pretty nice. I do like the weekly RSI. It's at an area where it could be productive. It's definitely weak, but it's holding this oversold area. Hitting your 886, deep retracement coming up from there. It also is a previous area on a weekly basis where you kind of had resistance, right? This is like your little bottoming zone down here. You literally tipped that, so that's nice in itself. 886 support. You probably move up to your 61869 area. I would think 0017 to 0022 is possible. And then maybe you pull back a little bit, maybe to your 786. Maybe you do go lower than this low, but that could have been the low for this thing, man. Let's look at the daily RSI. Looking at the daily RSI, I would think you have lower to go. So anything that you do like go up from here probably will get sold back into, and I would think you go lower than this. Maybe you hold a double bottom, maybe you even go lower than that to your 1272, but immediately speaking, I think you probably go to this 61869 area, at least to your 786 area, but probably to the 61869 area. And then pull back down. You probably take that low out. Just based off the daily RSI, that's my opinions. We're going to go over CleanSpark next, then Marathon, and then Bitfarms. And I'm trying to keep up with all these. I have not talked about LTCN or BCHG yet, April BB. I'm going to talk about those after the crypto mining stocks. And then we'll be going over cryptos themselves. And then I will wrap this bad boy up. Or if I drink enough, maybe we'll just stay up all night together, you guys. This is, I know I said this last time, there's like 30 people, now there's 68 people. This is my alcohol drink, man. This is specifically, the metal cup is for alcohol only. So, you know, we're getting our party on. Let's see, CleanSpark here. Crazy day. It hurts. It hurts to look at. For those of you wondering, I did open up a put option all the way back here. I did. It was in the green, hardcore in the green, man. I had sell orders on my put option down here, and they just didn't hit. They were literally like so close, but there wasn't any interest at buying at the prices that I had, and I was too stubborn. And truthfully, with how well we were holding this, I did expect that we would come back down, and we just didn't. We broke out of it, and I was kind of in disbelief. Not disbelief. I did think we'd go higher. I did not think that we would go this high, man. I haven't let go of my put options yet. By the time I woke up and I looked at everything, I was already in the red. I've gone from being in the green to going in the red. But all in all, with the stock that I own, I've actually still made money. So that's why it's kind of nice. If you're going to trade, again, laying on to the idea that if you're going to trade, 90 to 95% of your money should be in long-term investments. You shouldn't trade it. 5% or less should go into trading. That way, if you lose it, it doesn't hurt you. It doesn't make, that doesn't mean dip into your 90% or your 95% and add more to trading. Don't do that. But if you take a loss, it's not going to mess with you too much. And even if you are wrong and price does this, it grows all the way up like that. If you're holding the underlying asset, you can actually make money and be wrong at the same time. I would have made more money if I let it go down here, but can't read the future, man. I don't know the future. RKLB and Joby Disco, are those cryptos? RKLB, Joby. I'm gonna try to get to all these requests. If I've missed some, I'm sorry, you guys. This is a lot to handle. I've actually never had this many people. Thank you, Disco. Yeah, yeah. We'll add Marathon. We'll talk about Marathon DB. Let's see. Drinking live stream, yeah. I mean, you don't have to drink. I know people. I've got really good friends who are sober living. I've actually been sober for a while. I actually haven't had a drink in quite a while. I say a while, but it's been like a month. But but I haven't been smoking. I used to smoke weed all the time, and I don't smoke weed anymore. I haven't smoked weed since July, actually. But this is, it's a little treat. I'm feeling it tonight, feeling it because especially on this, I need a drink tonight, man. Not cryptos. Thank you, Disco. Okay, cool. I'm going to move that over. I write them on my list. I move them. The cryptos are on the right side. The stocks are on the left side. And then crypto mining stocks and the Grayscale trusts are like in the middle. That's how I organize it. Crypto demands that we have at least a drink. Yes, it does. And if you don't drink alcohol, I respect that. But there's probably more people that drink alcohol in crypto. There's a lot of degenerates in crypto, man. But not that you have to be a degenerate to be in crypto. But anyways, let's get back to the TA. With how CleanSpark looks, it wouldn't be crazy at all, man. First pass, breaking through the 618 like this, huge move up. It wouldn't be crazy at all for the price to move into this zone. I personally do expect to see prices down below $10 again at some point, like probably in this month, if not early March. But this could have topped out there. It doesn't need to go up here, but just based off the fibs, based off of how I normally do things, I would expect to see the next level up. And if we go to the weekly, actually, I wonder real quick here. Let's see. Relatively speaking, this high to low did a very classic maneuver where you found resistance in your expected zone, came back to your 886, 786 area, found support. The minimum target would be 1558. The minimum target would be there. Maximum, I mean, it could go past 2130, but somewhere between 1558 to 2130 is likely where CleanSpark will go. Now, does it have to go there immediately? No, it doesn't have to go there immediately. It could pull back and then go up, right? And then maybe after that, then we see a more dramatic pullback or something like that. But again, same thing as kind of with Bitcoin. I don't know if we're going to see prices below this low. Things have changed now, you guys. Things have absolutely changed now. I do think we will see prices below this. I do think that we'll get below $10, potentially even below $9 again. But I'm not so convinced that we'll get below these lows anymore. We would have to get below these lows first, and then we can talk, but that's a ways away. We got a lot of work to do. I do think prices will go down, maybe not directly from here, but they will go lower than here. There will be lower buying opportunities. But the idea that I've kind of illustrated over the past like month or so now, 2 months, let's see, when was it? December 26th, so like a month and a half. The idea of going down to like $6 to $5, somewhere in that area, potentially even lower than that, it's kind of gone out the window with this move, And again, short of Bitcoin pulling a major reversal and these miners pulling a reversal, that's my opinion. And that's a very strong candle with very strong volume. Like it looks very valid in my opinion. So I do think it goes a little bit higher from here. Maybe next week it opens up a little bit down. You are pretty overbought on the RSI, but as you've seen before, you can absolutely get more overbought. You've seen these moves where you just straight up move all the way up to 88, and here we are at 83. That kind of movement could absolutely put this thing in the $20 range before it's all said and done. So we will do Doge as well. Definitely, Pac-Man. Man, Doge. I'm gonna be up all night because Doge is not a short conversation for me. I like Dogecoin. For anybody that hell yeah, John Speed. More power to you, brother. Yeah, used to booze. Don't now, that's okay, man. There's probably a reason for that, and it's probably a good reason. So, I've got a person in my life. She's like a mother to me. She's my best friend's mom, and she quit drinking, man. And she comes out and parties with us all the time. Like literally, will party with us sober. And she's a blast. She's like a lot of the time she's the life of the party. But you definitely don't need it to have fun. It's just sometimes, some people quit because it's just not good for them, like they're having a bad problem with it. And some people quit just because, they get over it. And I definitely had my phase where I drank a lot more, and now I don't drink that often. I really don't. But today is one of those days, apparently. Let me see here. It has my hopes up. Yeah, I've got hopes that LTCN and BCHG will come lower as well. But enough about CleanSpark. I think I've gone over enough, right? I don't think there's really anything else to say. It could go up from here, but I do expect prices will go lower still. Inevitably, I do expect to see prices below $10 sometime this month or sometime in March. But we might go up to that like $16 to $20 area before then. We might pull back and then go to that $16 to $20 area. It's hard to say, but we'll see. I guess we'll see next week. It's very overbought on the 3 hour, very overbought. I would expect that we kind of pull back a little bit, you know. Let's just see here. I mean, there we pulled down 15% before moving up next. You know, if we were to pull back like 15%, that wouldn't be too much, but that at least make me flush on my put option. But we could absolutely see a significant pullback before then. But for now, that's CleanSpark. Let's go over Bitfarms now. Love the talk on this channel. Hell yeah. Thanks, man. Appreciate that, Pac-Man. Bitfarms. I like to talk too, man. I also like to have a life, and man, you guys, you guys, I don't know about most of you, but you're probably chilling in bed. You got your favorite show on, right? Maybe you're at the dinner table, whatever. You're relaxing, you're lounging. I'm at my desk sitting upright. I've got this paper in my hand. This is the most relaxing part right here, besides just talking with you guys. But I don't do that anymore, man. At the end of my day, I don't go into my bedroom, relax and watch TV to wind the night down. You know, I used to do that all the time, and that's a really comforting way. I used to watch videos on YouTube to wind the night down, but now I appreciate you too. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's something that I guess I do miss, you know, but sacrifices. I appreciate this channel. I appreciate you guys. Like, I'm grateful for this opportunity, for this community. It's awesome, but man, I definitely miss watching my late night shows. But anyways, that's how it is though, man. I got a daughter. I wouldn't trade her for the world. I'm a dad now, but I miss partying with the boys, you know, but that part of my life is behind me. I'll party with them again at some point, but it's you know, I'm partying with the boys and girls right now, you know. Just at a desk. But anyways, man, you guys seen that meme where the guy, he's like, day 1 working at home, and he's like all dressed professionally. The next day he's like, day 2 working, and he's all wasted, his outfit's untucked, and he just falls down, because it's really easy to drink while you're working at home, believe me. 618 hit on Bitfarms. Nice pump today. You went up 7.9%, not as much as CleanSpark, but that's okay. Definitely broke out of your weekly downtrend, looking good. Let's look at our daily downtrend, looking good. Weekly is holding its uptrend. That definitely does look good. Let's see how you react. I would expect from this area you pull back either to $2.60, if not $2.44, somewhere around there, $2.40, $2.60 to $2.40, somewhere in that range, and then you probably move up. I would expect on the second pass that you would break into this area, if not higher. But immediately speaking, probably like opening up next week, or even to finish next week or the next 2 weeks, you probably do move down to this area or to the green line. 260 to 240 makes sense to me. Absolutely, next week you could move up a little bit higher. You could move somewhere into the zone, but I don't expect you'll move too much higher than you are now before seeing some kind of a pullback. And that makes sense with what I'm seeing with CleanSpark too. Let's go over. Let me just look at this real quick on a 3 hour too. Pretty good looking, man. Pretty damn good looking. Yeah, the 1 hour looks a little bit weak. You might open up next week to the downside, but that's okay. Let's talk about Marathon now. Marathon Digital. This one also looks really good, but CleanSpark undeniably looks the best out of all of them, which is just weird, man. It's like running away from the pack. But here you are in your 618, 69 area. You probably do pull back to your 0.5 around 2130, 2140, somewhere around there. Maybe 1955. Something like that. Pulling back to that 382 would make sense to me, because that is a previous area of resistance, right? Doing that kind of maneuver up to your 618, back to your 382, and then going through it, and then pulling back to your 618, 69, and then continuing up. That would make sense to me. You got a lot of time left to do that, so let's just see how it goes. You are also at your overbought zone, finding resistance here and rejecting off of this area. That's not an uncommon thing to do either. Let's see. I want to look at the weekly real quick. Bouncing off the 50 looks really good. Definitely really good. You probably do want to get above this high before too long, but you might pull back immediately from here first. You could pull all the way back to $18. You could. I don't know if you're going to go below this low though. You know, again, short of like a major reversal for next week, I'm not expecting these miners to go below their set lows, their higher lows that they have set in right now. So that's just my opinion, though. I can be wrong. You know, I definitely didn't expect this move up for a lot of the miners, but RSI looks good on the weekly. RSI looks good on the daily, but probably you do see a more immediate pullback, probably down to around that $19 to $20 area, if I really had to guess for Marathon. Riot, Kratos, no, we're going to talk about Riot right now. We're going to talk about Riot right now. You did not miss it. I almost forgot it, but it actually looks a lot like Marathon. Very similar analysis, I would expect. You're at your overbought zone. You're probably at your 61869, as a lot of these stocks are. Look at that right there. Same thing. To your 0.5, 382, it's a very common maneuver. And going back to your 382, you could go a little bit below it. Just because you go below 1243 that's where the 382 is, doesn't mean that it's going lower. You could hold support at these previous areas of resistance. That's a very common maneuver to do as well. It's not just that previous area of resistance, but it's these previous areas as well. You know, all that around 1160 to 1240, somewhere around there is probably where you go. But at a minimum, 1344, about $1.11 down from where you are now is what I would expect would happen. To be fair, though, rejecting off the overbought zone could set you up for a bigger drop that could take you below these lows. You still do have lower highs and lower lows. You haven't broken into an uptrend yet like CleanSpark did. So there is more hope for Marathon and Riot to see lower lows. But also, you held these lows kind of in an area that you held these lows, higher lows, like relatively speaking to this trend. So maybe you don't go lower than that. Maybe you don't. You don't have to. It very much did and still could look like an M pattern. But you would need a pretty significant reversal. You need to stop here, not go up too much higher, and just continue down if this were to be an M pattern and you were to go to those prices that I've been calling for, which is at 696 to 532, somewhere in that range. Until then, you know, I'm thinking higher low from here. I am thinking a higher low from here. But if you can get below about 1160, right? Is that what it was? Like 1160. If you can get, really, you'd have to get below about 1030. If you get below these lows here, I would think it's back on. But that's a long ways away from here. So that's Riot. Let's see. Appreciate you too, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate all of you. Does anyone else feel miners which have large holds like Mara and Hut fare better in the euphoria phase? I do think Marathon fares better. Yeah, I do. If you measure, actually, you go through all the crypto mining stocks, Marathon has the largest market cap, and it grew the most from its cycle low to the relative high that it's had. It actually grew the most, and that's not something that you commonly see. Like, you definitely see the high market cap, like in a sector, you see good growth in that one. It's like the blue chip, right? You definitely do, but the highest growth, you've got lower market caps that aren't growing as much as the highest market. Like, that's a testament, man, to Marathon's strength for sure. Oh, yeah, no, MicroStrategy has the most Bitcoin. Yeah, definitely. It definitely does. But miners, let's see. Victor from NJ? I don't know, man. Victor Munoz? Hold up, bro. Victor, do I know you? I know a Victor Munoz. Is this Victor from the boat? Is this... I played football with Victor. Victor, is that you, bro? And don't mess with me. Don't pull my leg. Like, I know a Victor Munoz, man. He's in my brother's grade. Back when we were in high school, but we played football together. He's a big dude, man. But let's see here. That's all the mining stocks. We're going to be going over the Grayscale Trust now. Yeah, but miners will always. There are miners that turn off and turn on, Patrick. There are some that don't run all the time, but mining stocks like this, they have to stay. They have to mine because they have shareholders to answer to. They have profits and deadlines that they have to make. Like it's not really an option for them. They can't just turn off and say, "Oh, screw it, we're going to go on vacation." Some miners that are not corporate miners can afford that luxury, but these guys have to make money. They're always going to, and whether it's less profitable or more profitable. That's why I'm a little bit worried with CleanSpark. Right? It's pumped up a lot, but They just bought 3 facilities for mining. I'm sure they're not small facilities. One of them's still under construction. The halving is coming upon us. I'm wondering where they're going to get the the money to stay afloat. You know, they're probably putting a lot of money in this, and it's probably going to come out of their shares. That's my thought. So BTC going to 50K soon? Yeah, it could. It could. Kratos. We're going to talk about BCHG and LTCN right now. BCHG, Grayscale Trust, and then we're going over cryptos, miscellaneous cryptos, and I'll be more open to requests. I'll try to pay attention to them as they're going on. What's up, Martin? How you doing, bro? Let's see. Victor from CA, not from CO. Well, what's up, Victor? We all got, Martin, you got a Victor from NJ, I got a Victor from CO, and we, the C-Zar Gets Crypto live stream, we have a Victor Munoz from CA, man. If you're anything like the Victor I know, he's a good guy. He's actually a very sweet guy. He's a big guy, but he's a sweet guy, man. Those big guys that look like they could rob you and take all your money, they're some of the sweetest people most of the time, man. It's because everybody thinks they look so mean, but they're actually like really nice. I think it's like a subconscious thing. Like when you're big, you're taught that you're too big, so like you try to take up less space. Or you try, like seriously, I'm going on a tangent here, but you guys, I have a random belief on big people versus little people. If you're ever in a car, you're in a road trip, the little person takes up the most room. They spread their legs out. They're sitting out like this because they're little. They're taught that they don't take up space. The big person, they'll sit with their legs close together. They'll sit with the seat up tight. You know, they're always, do you have enough room? Like the little guy doesn't give a crap. It's always the big guy that because they're taught that they're too big. So they subconsciously, I think that they think they have to make room for small people, where small people think, oh, I'm small, I don't need to make room. I don't know. It's true, man. It's what I believe. Anyone else here on here like option calls, leaps? I don't know, man. I don't know. Leaps. I don't know. I don't know what that is. Let's see here. BCHG. BCHG low to high. You didn't even hit your 236. You didn't even hit your 382. This is why I do believe BCHG will go below this low here. I do. I think for all the BCHG people that are interested, apparently it's snowing where I'm at. Apparently it's snowing. I do think BCHG will go lower. This is one that doesn't hurt my pride as much. It has moved up this week, 14%. Nice to see, but that's nothing uncommon, right? We've already seen prices up here. I do think that the price can go lower. Not a lot of volume this week. That's okay. I heard somebody, oh, fuck. I think it was some guy, shout out to some guy. He was saying that Digital Holdings Group or Digital, what is it? I forget, the Digital something group. They're selling off a lot of their Grayscale trusts so that they can have cash for whatever. They have needs that they need to have met financially. So they're going to be selling off. So potentially we could see a dip in Grayscale Trust. But I am skeptical of the media. He probably heard that from some kind of media source. Good news is bad news. Bad news is good news. You know, if you're a contrarian, you know what I'm talking about. But look at that. Lower high, even amidst all this stuff going on with Bitcoin. Higher high in your RSI, that is hidden bearish divergence. I very much do believe, you guys, for the Grayscale Trust potential investors or traders or whatever, I very much do believe that prices at 267 to 240 are very much at play. I want to say, as I've been saying, that with this move in Bitcoin, things have changed. The idea of going down to $1.78 might not happen. The one reason why I give it still a strong, or not a strong likelihood, but a likelihood, I would even say it is likely. It's one of the few things that we've talked about that does have the likelihood of meeting the targets I've been talking about for over a month now, is the fact that seeing a 382 retracement is very, very, very common. So common, in fact, that if we take this low, I do it in all my videos, man, this low to this high, you went to your 382. That same low to that high, you went to your 382. I would expect at least you would go to your 236, which would absolutely take you below your most relative low. So for the Grayscale Trust potential investors, I think if you're patient, your patience will be rewarded. 1272 is right there, at least there. 2618 lining up with the 382, that would kind of make sense too. A deep extension could be hit on this small move, but I do think BCHG is going down. I doubt it goes up too much higher. If it were to go up higher, you know, we could see it go all the way up to like 450. It could go up to 450 before pulling back down. It absolutely could, but you do have hidden bearish divergence for what it's worth. You are moving up with not that much volume for what it's worth. So you do have a flat base with descending highs. So it would make sense if you're going lower. But that's BCHG. LTCN, let's go over that now. What's up, smooth operator? I'm having a terrible day, man. I'm having a good day. It was actually a really good day, but I had to like bury my head in the sand for a little bit. I didn't open up my phone like after I saw the price. I didn't open up the charts for like half the day. You know how that goes sometimes though. But here I am, man, doing a live stream. Happy to be here. Glad I'm here. You know, you guys, I want to say it again. You guys are some of the most supportive people. I had one person make a hyena-like comment. He was being a little jackal. That was the only person. And even then, he didn't really. All he said was, "Wow, you had egg on your face with the ETF call, and you had egg on your face now with Bitcoin going up." And I'm like, you know what? You're right. Like, can't argue that. Absolutely, you're right. I did call that Bitcoin would drop on the ETF release date, which it did. I did call for the price to move up to 43 to 44K. You know, I said 45K originally, but I changed that to like 43.5K. It just continued to go up from there. You know, so I called the relative high. I called the relative low. I didn't call how high it would go, and I was wrong on the ETF news. So that's 2 for 2. That's 2 for 2. You know, I don't normally care to like talk about me being right, but I'm just more referencing that to somebody calling me out for being wrong, because I was wrong. I was wrong twice, but he said I had egg on my face, so I said it must be an over medium egg. When you do TA that many charts, you're going to be wrong. Yeah, dude, you're going to be wrong. Even if you just do one chart, give it time, you're going to be wrong. You're guaranteed to be wrong. It's inevitable. Thank you, Learn to Swim. Appreciate you. This is what I mean. You guys are great. I do. The thing is like I acknowledge the clowns. I don't necessarily ignore them. I think they're funny a lot of the time. It's not them that hurts my pride. It's me putting my name, my calls on the line, and I'm wrong. That hurts my pride, you know. Even if I didn't do videos like this and I'm making calls within myself and I'm wrong, you guys know that feeling, right? You're expecting something and you wake up and it's totally the opposite way. You get that punch in the gut feeling. But everybody, you know, there's a lot of like big time traders that want to pretend like they have no emotions. I think we're all emotional. And maybe I'm wrong, but I think we're all emotional. Even the best traders, the best investors in the world. But the thing is, and this is why I talk about it, right? You can. It's okay to be emotional. It's not okay to act on those emotions. Absolutely, today for me was an emotional day, but I didn't act on any of those emotions. I'm being patient still. I'm waiting for the price to correct. It probably will. It just doesn't mean, yes, I'm live, T. Taylor. You are talking to me right now. I'm talking to you. It doesn't mean, I forget what I was saying, man. I've got to drink some of the memory juice. All I'm saying is, can't be right every time. Gonna be wrong at some point, and that's that. Anyways, LTCN looks really good. Actually does look really good. This one I'm a little bit worried about. Hit your 382 area, didn't even hit it. That is actually a bullish look. Bouncing off your 236. It looks like it wants continuation. This does look a little bit better than BCHG. To be completely fair, let's take this relative low. Yeah, man, it really does look good. So with LTCN, you could see prices come up higher. Your best hope would be that you come up here, you form some kind of double top, something like that, and then come down. Relative to this range, I mean, it fits. That is a fine low to have. You don't need to go lower. You know, and I know Ethan Gallstead, shout out to Ethan, he was talking about buying down here. He's like, I'm not going to wait. He's like, maybe it goes down, maybe it doesn't, but he's like, I might just load up right now. I hope you did, because I remember watching that video when we were down here. You were talking about that. You're like, I don't want to wait till March. I'm just going to buy now. It's playing out well for anybody that followed through with that suit. Shout out to Ethan Gallstead, man. He's the man. You guys are all awesome, but man, Ethan's been following me since I had like less than 100 subscribers. And he's been throwing a lot of love my way, and he's got like way more subscribers than I do. Like I'm very appreciative of that. I know a lot of you have come over from his channel. You know, I'm very grateful. Let's see, XRP. I can talk about XRP. Yeah, I'll write down XRP too. We're gonna go over the cryptos in a second. Actually, probably right now. Actually, I always thought 48K. You did. Yeah, you were talking about 48K. I know 45K was like your minimum target that you were talking about. man, it could happen. I would, smooth operator, legenda. I'd be very happy if we saw some kind of major reversal. Right? We have the move up, but we don't have confirmation yet, and that's where a lot of people are excited. On the fear and greed index, man, we are pretty hot now for moving up like only 11% this week. We are pretty hot for forming a lower high, so maybe we do see some kind of major reversal, but I'm not holding my breath on that, until I'm more than happy to be fluid with my decisions. But right now things do look bullish. I do think we'll pull back. I think we will see some kind of correction, but I'm curious to see if we'll actually go below 38K again. What's going on, brother? I wanted to ask you, for this new crypto cycle happening, and for someone that is new to crypto, would it be best to invest in the top 10 altcoins to maximize your ROI? I don't think investing in the top 10 will maximize your ROI, Victor. I think it will minimize your potential losses, and it will minimize the amount of risk you have. And by top 10, you're not including stable coins, I'm assuming, because that won't get you anywhere. If you want to maximize your profits, you're going to have to look deeper than that, out of the top 100, in the top 100, but lower, lower, if you really want to maximize your profits. But we'll go over some coins right now. If you want to know like a handful of coins that I'm invested in that I think will do well, shout out to Bitcoin Cash and the Dragon Riders. I think Bitcoin Cash, from its current price, could pull a 100x this cycle. And that is a top tier coin. That's like been in the top 30, top 40 for like most of its existence, if not all of its existence. It's been in the top 20 for most of its existence, actually. It might even be there now. I don't know. But Bitcoin Cash, I think, will do really well this cycle. Compound, Blue Mana, Decentraland. I think that one will do well as well. And Dogecoin. I think Dogecoin could pull a 50x, relatively speaking, like from its current prices. If not, at least like a 30x or something like that. So, and Dogecoin is a top tier coin. It's like in the, I don't know if it's top 10 or not, but I think that one could do well. That might be one of the better like top 15 coins. Yeah, no, like Smooth Operator said, man, it's definitely risky. It's anything out of the top 100 is definitely risky, but high risk, high reward, low risk, low reward. So as far as your question goes, Victor, maximizing profits, if you're in the top 10, you're not looking to maximize profits. You're looking to minimize risk, which is smart. And there's a difference, actually. I should say it's safe. The smart move, here's the difference between having the smart move and the safe move, right? The smart move will make you the most amount of money and lose you the least amount of money, right? The safe move, though, is like more or less a guaranteed making of money. Bitcoin is probably the safest move, right? BTC is probably the safest move. It's the least likely to drop the most compared to any other crypto right now, probably. And I know that hurts the Bitcoin Cash gang's ears, man. I know. But it's the least likely to drop the most. So that's probably the safest move. But is it the smartest move if it only pulls like an 8x or a 6x or a 10x, where a coin like Bitcoin Cash pulls a 20x, a 30x, a 100x? Is it the smartest move? Maybe, maybe not, But that's where that risk versus reward comes in. Anyways, LTCN looks good. I think you do want to make a move up to this $16 area potentially, and then pull back from there, hopefully. I'm wondering, I am curious if you'll actually go below this low. I'm not 100% sold on that, but I do think you have higher to go. The RSI looks nice. The price action looks nice. There's not a lot of volume, but whatever, Could you pull back from here, relatively speaking? You are in your expected zone. You are at the, you like tipped that 1414. If I remember, I think you did that already, didn't you? Let me see. No, that's way higher. It's your 2272. So yeah, never mind. Found support at your 1272. I mean, yeah, that $16 to $17 range is asking for it, man. So this could be it for LTCN. Let's look at Litecoin itself, actually, real quick, before we move on to all the other cryptos. There's a lot of cryptos. You guys have been adding on to them, man. We're going over some no-name coins. Litecoin itself isn't really doing much. It actually looks bearish to me. It actually does look like it wants to go lower. So LTCN, if it goes up from here, I would think that you do see some kind of correction. Maybe you do get a relative like double top, a kind of M shape. That could take you below these lows, but immediately speaking, I think this one does want to continue up. That's LTCN. I can be wrong. For the first time in a long time, I have a different trajectory for LTCN than I do for BCHG, but that's just my opinions. Let's go to, we're going to talk about Iota for the Unleavened Baptist. This is probably a DEX coin. We're going to be going over some coins right now. I'll probably do a little speed round so we can move through them. I've done this one before, it looks like. Let's see. Relative low to high pulled up already. Nice, looking good on your daily RSI. Yes, finding resistance at your 618, but you rejected, but you came back up. You probably do want to go higher. You probably do, yeah. Let's see what you're doing on the relative fib from this high to low. Yeah, 382 hit, 236 hit. You probably move up at least to 4 zeros 1, if not 4 zeros 1 2. It looks good. It does. 4 hour looks great. Yeah, you're probably moving up. So Unleavened Baptist, I hope you're watching. If not, you know, I'll just give you a shout out in the Discord. But we're going to move on to PLS. We're talking about Pulse Chain and all of the little spin-offs of that, apparently, because that's what Fatty had recommended. I actually have a friend named Fatty also. Although I don't think I can talk about PLS. I don't think it's available. There's PLSX. I've tried doing PLS before, man. It's not available anymore on TradingView. Yeah, it's just not something I can do. So I'm not going to be doing PLS, unfortunately. It's not on Dex Screener. It's not on TradingView. This looks good. Pulse X looks good. Looks like it wants to move up. That's an ascending triangle right there. Flat top with ascending lows. I think it wants to go higher. Where's it going to go? Relatively speaking, from high to low, above your 618. You might be making new highs, not like new all-time highs, but new highs relatively speaking, up to 4078 to 4093. That's where I think you're going. Let's talk about up. Yep, I think that's it right there, right? This one also looks good, but more in an accumulation phase. Oh, this is a 4 hour, so never mind. Yeah. Kind of resting at previous areas of resistance here. Not really getting a positive move though, so you might move down relatively speaking. 382, yeah, you probably do move down. You could move down to about 51 cents, 50 cents, something like that. You might go all the way down to 38 cents again, or 42 cents even, before moving up. But I do think you have lower to go in the more immediate terms, and then you'll move up. Overall, you know, it looks like this price action is somewhat constructive. But it wouldn't be crazy at all if you went down to like 42 cents, at least 50 cents from here, would be my thoughts. Moving on to KEK. I'm not going to say that. It's on Pulse, right? This one here. Let me see. No problem. Thank you. Thank you, Learn to Swim. Appreciate you too, Victor. Thank you. Monero being punished for working as intended. Let's look at Monero real quick. Hold on. Let me see. What's it doing, man? Oh, yeah, it hasn't moved lower. That's cool. It had this initial dump, but there you go. There you go. Yeah. That's funny, Kraken Pipe. Double bottom, accumulation phase. Hey. Like truthfully, I think this might be the catalyst. Sorry, this might be the catalyst for you to move up higher. It really might. Ooh. Hold on. I'll be right back, guys. I gotta go check on my daughter. I hear her crying. All right, I'm back. Oh, hey, it looks like nobody left. That's cool. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let's see. Souls and Lit. Yeah, dude, I like Souls. That's actually one of the altcoins that I'm really interested in, honestly. That one is off the deep end, man. That one is like a very low cap coin, very new. But sometimes those are the best, man. Like, you hear those crypto stories, they're not impossible. They happen where you put $100 in and you turn it into $100,000. Someone puts $1,000 in, they turn it into $1 million. That kind of stuff happens, and it only happens if you get into a project before it's on big exchanges and before most people are in on it, right? You don't have to bet all your money on it, right? But you can turn a lot of money out from a little bit of money. Anyways, going back to KEK here, and I'm not going to say what it sounds like. Higher highs, higher lows, looks good. Probably pulls back from here. Looks like it would. Not a lot of volume moving up. I would think it pulls back. Probably, I would think to your 618. Probably. Is this based on? Yeah, it is. 8 zeros, 1154. I think you're going all the way down there. Yeah. That's my thoughts on that. Let's do its loan token. Loan token. Probably just loan. Loan token. Yes, it is going nowhere. Let's see. Hold on. Maybe I'm not looking at the right one. No, that's the right one. That is the right one. Let's look at this a little bit more in depth on a daily, maybe. There we go. There's a little bit of life in this thing. Get rid of that. Probably goes down. Probably goes to 401. Find support around there, and then maybe you move up. This coin reminds me of XRP, right? Very boring for most of its life, and then it has a pump. If you're smart, you'll sell. If not, you'll just wait till it comes back down, and then you'll wait a long time until the next pump. If you're smart, you'll sell. If you're not, you'll wait until you get the next pump, which odds are, looking at this thing, it's probably not too far out. Probably sometime at the end of this month, if not March, you'll get another pump based off of the only 2 iterations we have. So, I mean, don't hold me to that, but that's what we got. Let me look at the comments real quick. Oh, yeah, I need to write Souls and Lit down. But that's all of those. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different things to talk about. We're going to go over like 5 more cryptos, and then RKLB and Joby for Disco. Then finish it up with Doge, XRP, Souls, and Lit, unless there's any other requests. Let's see. PLTR and ARM. I will throw those in with these ones. PLTR and ARM. I'll throw that in with the stocks for you, Kenneth. Kenny. I don't know, man. Whatever you go by. Curious if anyone here is successful in the last cycle. You know, I wouldn't say I was successful. I definitely made a profit, man. I made without going into it too much, I turned 5 figures into 6 figures, if that's to be considered successful. You know, off of Dogecoin, and I mean, like, I definitely made money in the last cycle for sure, but I don't consider I'm a successful person in life without money. I think I'm a successful person, but I would only consider myself successful in crypto if I reach like 8 figures. If I can reach 8 figures, then I'll consider myself successful. I got close to reaching 7 figures last cycle. I could have if I played it better, but I didn't. I sold out of some things too early, and I sold out of some things too late. So, but all in all, definitely made profits. Didn't sell at the best times, but I bought at a pretty good time, and that's where, again, you know, I'm not going to play this game, because if there's anything I learned from the last cycle, it's you don't have to be a smart trader. You don't have to be a good trader to make sick gains. All you have to do is buy early on in the cycle, hold throughout all of it. When it dumps, when the price dumps 50%, when it dumps 70% you hold, man. You just hold. If it's a project that you believe in, you think is going to do well, because if you panic sell, if you sell where you're not supposed to, if you buy low, it goes up, and then you sell low, and then it goes up again, like you're gonna kick yourself in the pants, man. And I did that the cycle before last cycle, you know, and that's not something I aim to do again. You know, I very much for anybody. I know that a lot of YouTubers romanticize the idea of leverage trading and being a trader, and it's great. If you can do it, it's great. Good for you. Most of you can't do it. Most of us out there can't do it. Swing trading, it's a little bit more manageable. But what all of us can manage to do is buy now before the halving, before the cycle really kicks off, buying now, and maybe not right now. If you buy right now, it's still probably going to do well for you throughout the whole cycle. But what we can all manage to do is buy and hold. If you can buy and hold throughout the cycle, it's just a matter of selling at that point. And you can make life-changing money and sell, and it could still have gone up more. But even if it were to double, like let's say you sold it like a 20x or a 30x or a 50x profit, and then it doubled from where you were. That would have meant instead of a 20x, it would have been a 40x. Instead of a 50x, it would have been a 100x. You can boo-hoo and cry over that, or you can just be grateful for your gains, take them as they were, and play it like this, right? This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but this is how I'm playing it personally. I'm buying once. I'm adding to them if and when like lower prices come. Whatever I've bought, you know, at this point I bought a handful of different cryptos and a couple of mining stocks. Only buy, and then when it comes time to sell, like you're only selling right at the end. And maybe don't just buy all in one trade and then sell all in one trade. I mean like, you know, you buy in a certain area and then you sell in a certain area of time. But don't play around with the in-between stuff. That's probably the best advice. That's non-financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. It's really just my opinion. But that's something that I adopted. I picked up from a friend of mine who is a very successful business person. And I saw him do it, man, and it's like monkey see, monkey do. It's not that hard to do. And the charts and stuff, I learned that on my own. Right? This is some stuff that it's taken years. I've been doing this for like 7 years, but and I'm still learning, man. I will still be wrong. Even the people that have been doing this for 40 years, they're going to be wrong at times too. It happens. But to mitigate those potential times that you're wrong, if you just buy and hold throughout the whole cycle, it won't matter. You can be wrong and still make money if you're just patient. You can if you get out at the right times and it goes up past then, you took profits, you can be wrong and you still made money. You know what I mean? So sorry I went off on a little tangent there. No hold music. No, I'm sorry, Patrick. I could play my guitar. I couldn't play it if I'm leaving. I can't. I don't know if there's any music I can play that's not copyrighted. There are a couple albums that I'm curious if they are, but let's see. Elevator music. Do 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 do. Yeah, Patrick, I would say don't. And none of this is financial advice, but I would say no selling until halfway through 2025. Maybe even late in the first half, but I'm thinking Q3 to Q4. Probably early Q3 to early Q4. I doubt that we go much past early Q4 for the bull cycle. We still have well over a year before that. So any buys, even at these high prices, they're going to do well for you. Just sit on your hands. If you see the prices go down, if you buy here, if you make a mistake at buying a high, and let's say it's not a high, maybe you buy here at like 47K, 47, 48K, whatever Bitcoin's at right now, and it goes up to 55K, and you feel great, but then it comes all the way back down to 40K, you better not sell at 40K. That should be financial advice. You better not sell it on there because we're early in the cycle. We all know where this is going, right? Whether you're involved in Bitcoin, whether you're involved in whatever crypto, as long as you believe it's a good project, you've done your research, it's not just some random crap coin that could rug pull on you. It has fatal coding flaws or like anything that can be exposed or exploited is the word I was looking for. That's why I really think investing in OG tokens is the way to go. Things that have stood the test of time. They've had work done on them. They've been proven to be safe. What crypto do I recommend after LTCN that I can roll over to make more profit? My dude walks funny. Hey, thank you, Gianluca. I appreciate you. Just wondering what your thoughts are. Hold on, I'll get to you. I'll get to my dude walks funny in a second. Hold on. Thoughts are updates with Gianluca. I talked about LTCN and BCHG. I think BCHG is going down. I think LTCN could go up a little bit, but ultimately I do think it'll come back down too, lower than these prices. I'm just curious if it'll go lower, but my dude walks funny. That's a personal question. You really gotta like probably look for that yourself. I can tell you what I'm invested in. You know what I would think, genuinely speaking, actually, what I do plan, Radio Kaka. We'll do some Radio Kaka, yeah. What I am planning to do is toward the end of the cycle, at least 2/3 of the way through the cycle, so probably sometime, like honestly, like about a year from now, a little bit less than a year from now, I'm gonna roll my coins, my profits from my coins, not all the profits, but probably a little bit of profits from everything that I hold into Dogecoin, because I think Dogecoin is going to be boring until the end of the cycle, and then it's going to pump, and we're going to go over that whenever I talk about Dogecoin tonight. But let's see. Yeah, no, you're good, man. It's all good. A lot of, everyone's joining and leaving whenever they can. I appreciate everybody that's here. I appreciate everybody that left. Ethan said, I think he needs to monetize his channel so we can send super chats. Ethan, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, a little reason, I've said it in one video. I said why why my channel's not monetized right now. On AdSense for YouTube, for Google, I set it up as a business account. I need my employee identification number, and I have that. I thought I was ready to go, but I need to set up an account, a bank account, a business account. And to have that, I need to be registered with the Secretary of State here, the state secretary. I have to register some things. I have to send in like $102 fee, which, whatever, that's okay. I got to send some stuff in. I actually don't even have to send it in the mail. I can do it digitally. I can do it online. But really, what the reason why I'm not monetized at this point is because I'm procrastinating. But whatever. I appreciate the gesture, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. You guys can make it up to me later. No. That's not why I do this, man. I do this because I think it's fun, and I do this because it's just, I don't know, it's something that I really do enjoy doing. But let me see here. Appreciate you, my dude walks funny. Appreciate you, Noel Reeves. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate you too, Gianluca. Okay, so let's move on. Let's talk about Ravencoin for Mr. Party Boy. You guys know Party Boy, right? Oh, we don't have to do it on here. We can do it over here. Man, Party Boy from Jackass. That dude's the best, man. What's his real name? I forget what his real name is. If I heard it, I would know it, but I can't. Smooth Operator, I bet you know if you're still out there, man. Somebody out there knows who Party Boy is. What's his real name? I forget. Top to bottom here for Ravencoin. You're in an accumulation phase. You could move lower from here. You absolutely could. I doubt you move too much lower than 1.7 cents. But I don't know if it's time to break out just yet. Your weekly RSI does look bullish, but you did reject your overbought zone. Not a whole lot of volume, to be completely fair. Daily rejecting the overbought zone right now, but there's still 19 hours left in the day, so let's see what you do with that. You absolutely could go up from here. The daily doesn't look bad, I will say, and that's a nice move. That could be a breakout in trend. You might be moving up to 2.78 cents. If not, you might go back to around these lows, around 1.7 to 1.9 cents, somewhere in that range. But ultimately, I do think you're working your way up here. And if you get up to that 236 area, I mean, really, you might be going up to your 382, even up at 4.4 cents. But as far as what Ravencoin does for this cycle, does it come all the way up to like new all-time highs? That's hard to say. I would think at least your 618, somewhere around like 9.1 cents, is very doable, if not even up to your 886 at 21 cents. But new all-time highs, I don't know. I know there's a lot of civil wars going on in the Ravencoin community. There's a lot of like what's it called, splits, a lot of forks in this community, but there is still the OG Ravencoin. So as of right now, I do like it. I do think it continues to move up. I do from here. I think it does. I say continues to. I think it starts to move up from here. It's been going down, but I think it starts to move up from here. I'm very confident that's the low. I'm pretty confident that's a higher low. I do think it starts to move up from here. If it moves lower, it's not going to be by much. Let's move on to Filecoin, FIL for Hoshi. We're going to talk about Filecoin and Compound right now. Filecoin, very nice volume in an accumulation phase. Where'd you find support? That's not the right area. Come on now. Bottom to top, 0.5 area, nice. You're above your 382 again, nice. On the weekly, bouncing off the 50, nice, good job. Looking constructive on that weekly RSI, man. Let's look at the daily. Looking good as well. Like you're breaking out of this downtrend. Yeah, it looks really good. I would think Filecoin wants to make a move up, man. You're probably, not immediately, not in the next day or two, but you're probably working your way up to this $9 to $11 area, $9.40 to $11.40, somewhere in that area. I think you're getting ready to move up to a higher high. Now, you absolutely could move up to like $6.50, $6.70, pull back from there, and then move up. It doesn't have to be a straight line, but all in all, I think you're working your way up here. I think it looks good for continuation. And I say continuation because continuation of this move. I do suppose you are, I guess, in this relative accumulation phase. But it looks like you want to move up from here. And the difference between this area and all these areas is you're moving down after your rejection, after your high. Here you rejected, but now it looks like you want to go up. That's a little bit different. So I do think you're getting ready to break out of this zone. You might be seeing moves. Again, 1140 would definitely break you out of this zone, in my opinion. So even 940, well, yeah, even 940 would do that. So I guess a little bit above 940 would. So you might be getting ready to break out of this zone right now. That'd be very bullish. That's a nice look on your weekly RSI, I gotta say. Compound. I'll look at the comments real quick. Let's see. You know, Ethan, I was thinking about setting up a Patreon. Man, how I am, and I'm sure a lot of you can understand, there are so many people in crypto that like ask you for money, and they're doing just fine. They're making all their money, man. They're doing just fine, and I'm doing just fine, man. Like I don't, it's not that I don't appreciate it. Like I very much do appreciate it. I've had tips back when I was able to be monetized before they cut me out because I set myself up as a business and I don't have my EIN. I put it off, so they cut me off, but all that money's still there. The monetization is still available if I just verify my tax information essentially. But I did think about setting up a Patreon for like $1 a month if you want to show support. And the thing is, it'd be $1 a month because I'm not going to do anything extra. You don't get any special access. I'm not going to give you my phone number and you can call me up for your trades or anything like that. I'm not going to do any like special setups or anything like that. It would be if you want to subscribe, if you want to show support to the channel in that way, $1, you could do $1 a month. That's Chris Pontius. That's right, John Speed. That's Party Boy, bro. Oh my God, Pontius. Chris Pontius. This guy. This is Party Boy right here. Hold on. Yeah, that's the guy. That's him right there. This is Party Boy right there. Yeah, just like that. Yep. Do we have a GIF? Some of them are blurred out. I don't know. It's not moving too well. But you guys know. If you've seen Jackass, you guys know he's hilarious, dude. The whole crew's hilarious. But yeah, I've been thinking about doing that maybe, and I wouldn't expect it to bring in like a ton of money. But if people really wanted to show support, maybe I'd do like $1 option, a $2 option, a $5 option. But I wouldn't do like anything too crazy, because again, I appreciate it, but I don't need people's money. I don't want your money, man. If you want to give it to me, I am planning on opening up avenues for that, but it's just, I don't know. I think it's cringy, man. I do. I really do. And I'm sure some of you can understand. Like there's a lot of YouTubers out there. Like I'm not trying to pick on anybody, but there's one YouTuber who who's been under a lot of heat recently, and he's been kind of crying about money and stuff like that. And it's like, man, you're making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, millions of dollars a year, and you're trying to beg people who are making less than that a year for money. Like, it doesn't sit right with me. I'm sorry, I'm going off on a whole tangent here. I'm sorry, but yeah, Ethan, I definitely think that's a good idea. I like Patreon, and I think something like that, I could set up different layers of it and really just very much specify that I don't plan on. It's not going to give you anything extra. It's just if you want to show support through a sense of monetization. That's about it. I'm going to do that. I want to do that, but it's not like a priority right now. But let's see. Oh, what's up? Anthony, I didn't know that was your name. What's up, Diesel Killer? Not to hijack, just getting in late. What are your thoughts on BCHG only dipping? Diesel Killer, I did talk about Daniel. Daniel knows who I'm talking about. Yes, indeed, that guy. Yes, I respect him. Kind of. Maybe I should say I feel for him. I don't know if I respect him, but I do feel for him, and I think he's been wronged, and I hope to see him back on top. I hope he comes out on top, but come on, man. You're one of the biggest names in crypto. Like, don't be begging for likes, begging for money. Like, have some standards. Diesel Killer, I talked about BCHG earlier in this video. You can replay it, or I can just tell you in short. I do expect BCHG to go lower to those below $2 areas. I do. Something tells me money will not be an issue for many. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I mean, man. If money's not an issue, like, why should I be like begging for money? Like, honestly, like, it's just not my style. It's never been part of the plan. But I'm too focused on that. I've had a little bit too much of the memory juice here. Let's get started on Compound. Compound, very easy. That's what I love about Compound, man. It's so easy. It's going to be boring until it's not. It's just going to be boring. We absolutely could see a move that takes us down below $50, down into this $40 to $50 range, even below this low. Yes, we could. In a grand phase of accumulation here, when it breaks, it's going to be glorious. It's going to be super glorious. Compound, I have a lot of high hopes for Compound, actually. This is one of my favorite coins. I am heavily invested in Compound. It's one of my top bags. If I had 11 cryptos that I'm holding, this is like my third. This is my top 3 coin. Okay, maybe it's my 4th, but still, it's up there, man. It's a big bag for me. You know, it's definitely one that I think is going to do well. That's a nice weekly looking RSI. You absolutely could go lower. Being in this accumulation phase, it's hard to say when you're going to break out. You know, I would assume, I say it's hard to say, but it's probably when we have a week close above $63, that's when I'm expecting us to break out. Just because we close a week above 63 doesn't mean we're going to do this right now. But that would be the first step, right? That'd be like the real first step. The next step, obviously, would be closing above here, and the last step would be getting above this high. All those things, right? But really, I think getting into the overbought zone on the RSI when it comes to these perspectives, getting into the overbought zone, not just tipping it, but maintaining levels up there, I think would be a good thing. Getting above the 123 moving average. For those of you that don't know, I use the 123 moving average here on the weekly, on the daily. It all works. There's 52 weeks in a year, right? So 123, it's like just under 2.5 years, right? Something like that. 123 days on a daily is like a third of a year, essentially. It's around a third of a year. 123 hours is about 5 days, right? So that's like a stock market week. Like there's a lot of relevance on a chronological scale for the 123. That's why I like it. That's why I use it. Not every chart finds significance on it. Not every chart finds significance on MAs that are significant on other charts. Every chart kind of has its own personality. So mess around with your moving averages. Just because I use the 123 doesn't mean you have to, but I messed around with it. I like came to find out, I'm like, I wonder if 123 is going to be significant, and like as a joke, and it actually worked out. It worked out a lot of the time. So I mean, look at it here. You're finding support on it right here, literally tipping it. Found resistance here, a little bit of resistance in this area. Kind of disrespected it, but you tipped it there. You know, tipped it right there. Resistance in this area. When you're in a downtrend, how I like to put it is, if you're above the 123, good time to sell. Good time to sell. Good time to sell. Good time to sell. If you're in an uptrend, anytime you're below the 123 is a good time to buy. And we're relatively speaking, we're in an uptrend right now, which on a daily perspective is one of the steps we need in order to turn this thing bullish. Long story short, I do think we're going to move. We could move below $50, potentially down to around that $40 area before seeing Compound do phenomenal things. And when I say phenomenal, guys, I mean like from top to bottom here. And I'm measuring from this low because that's like your fake out low, right? It's your double bottom. I mean, you're going to move up to the 382 very fast. That's at $104. So you're going to see a 100% growth very fast. The 61869 is ultimately where I think you're going to go on this like initial breakout move. You're probably going to go up to this $242 to $300 level. You're at $55 now, okay? I plan on this thing going lower. I think it's going to go below $50. I'm not selling my coins. I own a lot of Compound. I'm not selling my coins. If I'm wrong and it breaks out from here and it doesn't go up, that's what's beautiful about this, right? That's what you call risk management. If it goes lower, I'm going to add to it. I'm going to buy. But if it breaks out and I'm wrong, I'm still making money even though I'm wrong. So that's it's not about being right or wrong. It's about doing it right. And that's, in my opinion, that's how you do it right. You don't try and trade the short term. When you think this thing's going to go way up here, you don't try and trade the short term. And absolutely, I do think that $8,200 is possible for this thing. I ran through the market cap. I ran through all that stuff. It checks out. It's definitely a possibility to hit that level. If it doesn't go there, at least 2,400. If it sees a new all-time high, at least 2,400 is in the cards, and that would give us a 43x. So even at like a disappointing new all-time high, that's a 43x. That's awesome. So from the current price, let alone if it drops to like $45, $10 away from here, you know, that 43x, almost a 44x. If we were to drop to 45, it turns into a 51x. So that's a pretty big difference. So again, I'm not, just because it looks good from here, I've already bought Compound. I started DCAing whenever it broke down here when it was at $58. I bought, the lowest I bought was at $38. So I bought between $58 and $38. I haven't bought some in a while, but if it does go down below $50, and I do think it will, if it does, I will definitely add more to my stack. But that's Compound. We're going to go on to HKIT for C-Drill, Mr. C-Drill. I know that I took some time getting here, but oh, this is a stock. Okay. Wow. Yes. Very bullish week. It's time to buy. No, probably not. Probably not. Probably not a good time to buy. What's up, Matt? How you doing? Oh yeah, you did. You missed most of it. What the hell, man? No, you're okay. It's all good. Dude, AK Compound. You could buy it at $300. We're at $55 now. You could buy it at $300. We'd all be rich still. Like it's early. It's definitely early. What I love, going back to Compound real quick, a lot of cryptos have broken out. This thing is still, it's absolutely in an accumulation phase. I don't think it's going to go low. I can be wrong. That would suck. That would be sad. But it's still in its accumulation range. Everybody, especially a lot of the new people, they're chasing all the things that have already broken out. If you're smart, and not that this is financial advice, but from what I've learned being in the crypto markets, it's not good to chase the things that have broken out. It's good to chase the things that have yet to break out. Sometimes the most boring things perform the best. You know, Dogecoin, for example, was pretty boring until it wasn't last cycle. But we'll go over that soon enough. I want to go back to HKIT. High Tech Global. Hard to do technical analysis on something like this, man. It probably comes back down. Probably. Top to bottom. Didn't even hit your 618. You fell just shy of that. You're below your 382. Absolutely, I think you're going to see prices below $1.50. I would stay away from this. I wouldn't touch it. I would not touch it. Just my personal opinion. It can go all the way up to $40 without me, man, and it should go without you, because this is not, in my opinion, it's not something worth touching. C-Drill. That's my opinion. If you bought down here and it's up here now, good for you. Get out of it. You know, that's my take profits, but not financial advice. I can be wrong. You could hold this level, but the fact that you got above your 382, you fell just shy of your 618, and now you're below your 382 on a closing basis, I would think you at least pull back to your 236. You're at 270 now, so that's a $1.50. That's a pretty significant pullback. And being that close to filling your gap, you might as well just fill it and go all the way back to like $1. But maybe you go lower even. Maybe you see new lows. But that's HKIT. Let's move on to OHM. Is that not a crypto? C-Drill. Are you wanting me to do the stock or the crypto? You had one stock. I'm gonna do the stock here. If you're still here, C-Drill, help me out, man. Let me see. I don't hold LTC, Thrash. I'm sorry if I haven't answered everybody's comments. Can you tell us more about Compound? I've never heard of this coin. What is it used for? It's it's like a lending coin, Smooth Operator. You know, let's look into it actually. Chris Pontius, I fucking love it. Oh man, I'm gonna go on a different one. We need him up. We're gonna leave him up, okay? Compound white paper, sure. The money market protocol. Borrowing mechanisms are extremely limited. It's for borrowing, for lending, stuff like that. Unlike an exchange or peer-to-peer platform where users' assets are matched and lent to another user, the Compound protocol, because that's exactly what happens, right? Like in an exchange, you buy a crypto, but kind of like a bank, like you're only like lent that, like you don't actually own it until you take it off the exchange, right? They still have control of it, right? Compound protocol aggregates the supply of each user. When a user supplies an asset, it becomes a fungible resource. This approach offers significantly more liquidity than direct lending, unless every asset in a market is borrowed. Users can withdraw their assets at any time without waiting for a specific loan to mature. Primary use cases: individuals with long-term investments in Ether and tokens, hodlers, can use Compound money market as a source of additional returns on their investment. For example, a user that owns Augur can supply their tokens to the Compound protocol and earn interest denominated in Augur without having to manage their asset, fulfill loan requests, or take speculative risks. So it's like a lending platform essentially. And I know it says here this approach offers significantly more liquidity than direct lending. But I mean, I don't, maybe they mean it very literally that it's not direct lending, but it is like a form of lending, right? Borrowing assets, stuff like this. It's kind of like in my opinion, it's kind of boring. But whenever people talk about utility in crypto, this is one of the things. Like people talk about the random crap coin, whatever, that's going to be Web 3.0, that's going to be like whatever, name your meme of the month. It's going to be, I don't mean like actual meme coins, I just mean like the meme of the month as in like the hot topic, right? I think crypto is going to be useful in the financial world, right? That's what it started off as, and like this is very much involved with that kind of stuff. You can look more into it yourself. This is kind of above my head as far as stuff like that goes, but it's going to be very valuable for gaming. I think crypto is also going to be very valuable for voting, you guys. A lot of people think crypto and blockchain is just important for like, or it's just some kind of degen thing to like put your money in and buy things and watch it go up to 1,000 while you're on your couch watching movies and eating popcorn. Talk about voting electronically, talking about like sending in ballots and stuff like that and having fraudulence. Like there's all kinds of conspiracies. Maybe they're true, maybe they're not, we don't know. But when it comes to voting, if things were linked on a blockchain, if you had to verify your identity to have an account loaded up to the blockchain, like you can't fake votes that way. You can't, oh, I gotta go, I'll be right back. I gotta check on my baby. Man, I know, I'm bad. I'm going to end it there, though, guys. I'm not going to end the video. I'm just going to end the voting talk. I think crypto blockchain specifically will have profound use cases in voting, and you might not see the voting token gain value. It's not going to be like that, but there's a lot of things that, I mean, as far as identification goes, crypto is going to help with a lot of stuff like that. It's going to change the future, it really will. But it makes me curious, right? The powers that be, they probably like the ability to commit voter fraud. If we implement an honest system, a trustless system that can make voter fraud basically a thing of the past, it's no longer possible, they're probably not going to want to implement that. That's why, again, I'm not too worried about CBDCs. Everyone talks about CBDCs being like the end of the world. They're going to invade your privacy. They're going to know everything that you're spending. Guys, they know what you're spending your money on right now. You have a bank account with centralized banks. They know what you're spending your money on now. Do you have a smartphone? I bet all of you have a smartphone. If you're worried about privacy, you shouldn't have a smartphone, let alone CBDCs. The reason why I'm not worried about CBDCs is because governments do shady things behind the scenes. They're going to need a means of doing shady things. Cash is never going to go away because cash is the easiest way to transact things off the books. You can't do that with the digital asset so much. Let's see. Thank you, John Speed. Appreciate you. Is comp on Fidelity? I don't think it is, my dude. Maybe it is, but I don't think it is. Thank you, Joseph Medialdea. I think Joseph Medialdea. I think that's how you would say that. What the hell is that? What the hell is that? What the hell even is that? You guys know this? Daddy Chill. Have you ever seen that? This it's hilarious. All right, man. I'm going to get back to the charts. Let's get back to it. OMH here. Looking like it wants to go up probably. It probably wants to go up to like $1.56, but then it goes down. It's a dramatic downtrend. If you're talking about OHM, the crypto OHM, Olympus, it also looks like it wants to go down, I would say. I know the other one goes up immediately. This one looks like it wants to go down lower though. Probably below 1230, maybe around like 1180 or something like that. Maybe even a little bit lower. Let's just see here real quick. I don't like things like this, man. Why is it in auto? Come on now. Actually, here, we'll use this to our advantage real quick. There we go. And take it away. Anywhere from like 1155 to 1195, something like that. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, probably. Yeah, something like that. RKLB for Disco. RKLB. We're going to get back to the cryptos in a second. We're just moving through these stocks real quick. Rocket Lab, USD, Disco, if you're still here, we're doing this one for you, my man. In an accumulation phase. Decent volume, yes. It looks like you're in an accumulation phase. Hopefully you don't break out lower. I don't know what this thing does for money, but I would expect you move up from here, relatively speaking. And expect this thing to break out if and when you see prices above like $7.10. That would be my genuine expectation. Things will get exciting once you're above $5.54, but really exciting when you're above $7.10, in my opinion. Shout out to the 710 crew. If anybody knows, probably only the Colorado and California natives know about 710. Let's see. Yeah, I think you're going up from here. I do. I think that was your low. I think you're moving up from here. You're probably going to take that high out. It's early to say that. I could be wrong, but I do. I think you're going to go up from here. At least to $5.16, potentially up to $6.11, $6.43, something like that. That's RKLB. Let's talk about Joby, and then we're going to be talking about Dogecoin. Actually, we're going to be talking about PLTR and ARM for Kenneth, and then Dogecoin. Let's see. Top to bottom here. It could move up. I kind of like the daily RSI. Weekly isn't bad. Yeah, I think it moves up. Probably up to 863 to 918, somewhere in there. That's Joby. PLTR, Plantier Technologies. Yeah, wow, dude, you did it, didn't you? See this? I had this drawn probably before this week, yeah. Talking about it going up to 23 to 26. Here we are at the 1414 now. That might be your top. You probably pull back to $21. If you go up from here, it's going to be 26 to 80, 26.84, somewhere in that range, between here and there. If not, you probably pull back to this 886 to the 618 area, between $19 to $21, something like that is what I would think. But it looks good. It looks really good. I mean, truthfully speaking, you're probably going to continue to move up past this inevitably, but for right now, going down. That's a nice amount of volume. That's a nice breakout, man. Does it continue? Yes. Does it continue immediately? Probably not. Probably not. Getting above that 61869. Yeah, you're inevitably going to make ways to like $29 to $35. But for now, that 20, yeah, right around your 618, probably around like $21 to $19 makes sense to me. Looking at the chart history of BCHG, and it hasn't popped more than, oh, I think it will. I absolutely think it will. My dude walks funny. I think BCHG will go up to like $250 by the end of the cycle, potentially up to $1,500 by the end of this cycle. And I know that sounds crazy. I think it's crazy. I don't know if it's going to go there, but I do think that BCHG will at least see prices above 250, especially when Bitcoin Cash sees new all-time highs. If Bitcoin Cash sees new all-time highs, BCHG will see new all-time highs. That's my genuine opinion. You bought auction. That's a crypto? Yeah. We'll go over that in a second too, Mr. Sam. ARM. We're going over ARM, and then we're going to go over Dogecoin. And then we're going to be wrapping this up sooner than later, guys, because I got to go to bed, man. It's getting late. But let's see. But not right now. Probably like another 30 minutes or so. By the end of this drink, maybe. It's actually almost over, so probably past that. Relative high to low here. All the way up at your 2272, barely up to your 2618 there. It probably comes down. I mean, you did come down already, though, didn't you? Oof, hard. This one's not easy, is it? Consolidate. You're going to consolidate through the rest of this month. You probably don't go too much higher than that. You probably don't go lower than this. You could go lower than 102. You probably could go a little bit lower than 100, but not by much. I very much doubt you get too much above 125, if you were to get above 125 at all. You're going to consolidate. Higher lows, lower highs, something like that, moving sideways. And then like a month or two or maybe more, you'll start to move up again. That's my opinion on this thing. You're very hot on your RSI, you probably take a break. That's ARM, but it's a really new chart, hard to say. I could be wrong, but that's my opinion. If you were to go up beyond this high, hold on, let's go all the way back. If you were to go up beyond this high, you'd probably stop around 130. That's my genuine opinion. Let's talk about Dogecoin. Dogecoin being boring, and everything else is looking good, but this thing's at 8.1 cents. Dogecoin is just chilling. If we're at a low to a high point here, you can see you found resistance at your 382, found support on your 886 down here. You're holding support on your 618 right now. I do think Dogecoin will go below 7 cents again. I think that seeing prices all the way down even at the 786 is possible, but more or less Dogecoin's going to be in a range of accumulation until like later this year, if not the early phases of next year. That's my opinion. Hugging this 50 like this, I think you absolutely are going to go down. I think the weekly looks fine, but it could go lower. You're not getting a positive reaction off of this green line. I mean, you are, but it's not super positive. You know, like here, right? You just like bounced off it. Here you bounced off it hard, but now you're hugging it. I do think you're going to go lower. Again, probably below 7 cents. That's where I think between 7 and 6 cents is probably like going to be the last major opportunity for Dogecoin Can I look at the True chart? Yeah, we can look at True. True. If I haven't seen your request or answered to your request, I'm sorry. It's, you know, for anybody that's there. Can I look at LTC? Yeah, I'll talk about LTC too. I've got 1, 2, 3. I've got Dogecoin, XRP, Souls, Lit, LTC, Radio, Kaka, and True on the list as of right now. And I will probably end it there. Happy Lunar New Year. I probably will end it there. So any and all requests from here, I probably won't do. I'm sorry. But I need to go to bed, man. You need to go to bed. You all need to go to bed. Or you need to go about your day, whatever it is. Let's see here. Yeah, okay, so what I want to do for Dogecoin real quick is something that I'm going to try to not get too carried away. I do every time, but I'm going to try not to this time. Bittrex is a dead exchange. They don't exist anymore. The last month they were in operation was in December of last year. Okay, so we don't have the relative price action going on. This is not the accurate price. But if we do this and compare it to Bitcoin, if you ever want to compare a chart, you hit that plus button there, you type in what you want, do it however you want to. I like to do new price scale. You can do same percentage or new pain or whatever, but I like to do new price scale. I like to make sure it's in logarithmic as well. If this is in logarithmic, I might as well have it in logarithmic. I'm not going to put it in candles, though sometimes I do that. And when you compare a chart, it will only go as far back as the current chart you're looking at goes. Like Bitcoin existed before 2014, but it stops here because that's when this chart stops. So anyways, when did Dogecoin really start turning up, right? Each cycle. You know, end of this cycle here, bear market, Bitcoin's like not first bear market, but one of its first bear markets. Bitcoin was going up and Dogecoin was chilling. It went up a little bit, but really it was boring. It was very boring for several months. It didn't start moving up until March of 2017, when Bitcoin was arguably very, very much so through its entire bull market. From the low point here in January of 2015 to this high point, that was 35 bars. Dogecoin didn't really start moving up until 9 bars were left out of that 35 bars. Okay, that's whenever it broke out. 35, you know, in that time frame. Same kind of concept. Bear market here. Bitcoin bottomed. It started moving up. When did Dogecoin start moving up? It didn't start moving up until basically here, right? Like truthfully, it didn't break out until there, but let's just say here, right? You know, this from low to high, Bitcoin had 33 bars in its bull market, right? Dogecoin, out of that 33 bars, it only took really 4 bars of months, 4 months to make its move, right? So what I'm trying to get to is Dogecoin can move sideways for a very long time. Sure, it can go up a little bit in the meantime. Maybe it'll be worth 15 cents, maybe it'll be worth 20 cents by January, something like that, but it's not going to be worth 50 cents. It's not going to be worth $1. It's not going to be worth $2 until later in the cycle, until the ass end of the cycle. So it probably won't be until like January. I've projected this out in several videos for Dogecoin. I'm not going to do it here because it takes too much time to explain. I'd have to go over a lot of things, but I don't want to because I'm trying to move through this fast. But sometime late this year, between like November to maybe February of next year, specifically I think January would make sense based off of historical data, is when I think Dogecoin would start to really move. Now, does that mean it's going down that whole time? No. Doesn't mean it's going sideways that whole time. Like, kind of, yes, but it could. It's at 8 cents now. It could be worth twice what it is now by January, right? So is it a good time to get into Dogecoin? Maybe. If you're in the long-term hold, maybe. But to answer a question, I forget who it was, but someone asked, what coin should I roll my LTCN profits into? I think, and none of this is financial advice, but I think Dogecoin, toward the end of the cycle, when most cryptos have done well, if you play it right and you roll your profits into Dogecoin, this thing has a lot of potential, you guys. I mean, this is one of the most, and I know everybody has their own favorite cryptos. Everybody likes to think their crypto's the best, right? This is one of the most bullish charts in crypto, man. Like, just look at it for what it is. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. One of the smartest people, one of the wealthiest people in our world, Elon Musk, publicly advocates for it and is genuinely considering making it a part of his like platform with X.com in like financial transactions and tipping and whatever. Like who knows what he has planned for it, right? Vlad Tenev, Elon Musk, Mark Cuban, all billionaires, all people who have publicly advocated for Dogecoin. Mark Cuban even says Dogecoin is better than Cardano, just so you know. He's literally said that on, I forget what interview, who maybe it was Altcoin Daily, I forget. But I want to go on to Binance real quick for Dogecoin. From the current all-time high to the current cycle low, which I don't think we're going to go below. I did for a while, but I don't think we are now. The minimum extension would take you to $1.60. The 1618 is all the way up at $4.13. Is the 1618 possible? I'm going to go back again to Bittrex, if it'll let me. From the first cycle high to the all-time low, you barely went above your 1618, but you hit it. You went above it. From that cycle high to this cycle low, you broke through your 1618. You shattered it, went all the way up to your 2272. Could you see your 1618 on this cycle? A target that you've hit, that you've broken through the last 2 cycles before? I think so. That's at 355 on this chart. On Coinbase, or no, on Binance, it's a little bit higher than that, right? So maybe not that high, but maybe that high. Dogecoin above $1, in my opinion, it's going to happen. Above $2, it's going to happen. Above $3, maybe. Above $4, maybe. But here we are at 8 cents now. It's going to more or less move sideways until January, until the end of the cycle, when you've already made sick gains on whatever crypto you have. I think this would be a perfect late cycle coin to cycle into. Not financial advice, but that's what I'm doing. So that's Dogecoin. Let's talk about XRP. I'm sorry, I didn't write the names down for the people that requested these ones. I just wrote the coin down itself, not on Coinbase because they took it off. XRP, it's going up. I think it's going up, man. I've been somewhat wishy-washy on it, right? Whenever it was like here or here, but when was it? When was it? I know sometime last week, if not the week before, I was saying I'm pretty confident on it going back up again. It's in this up channel, right? It's been in this up channel this whole time, right? We're kind of below this line here. I'm drawing it really terribly, but if we had a straight line here, from here to like here, anytime you've been below this line has been a great time to buy, right? We're below it now. I think it's a great time to buy. I think XRP is going right now up to 7 cents to 9 cents. I don't think you'll take this high out. I do think you'll take this high out. Inevitably, you will take this high out, but I think right now you might move up here and then come back down, hold a higher low, and then work your way up. You know, something like that. You're going to be working your way up. I don't think XRP is going to break out like too dramatically this year, but next year we will see prices in the multi-dollar range probably. What's up, Pac-Man? Thank you. Yeah, no problem, man. Thank you. Thank you, Thrash. Appreciate you. Can I do a fib on my Christmas tree? Yeah. Yeah, so let's see here. Let's see. How are we going to do this? Oh, man, I wish I could just pull the fib up on there. Okay, so I'm 6 feet tall, right? Oh, man. This is going to be hilarious. I'm wearing Christmas pajamas right now, okay? So I'm 6 feet tall. If we took the height of this is probably your 1272 extension, right? Probably. And I would say for how high it is, it's got to pull back at some point. We're going to see it like bend over. We'll lose about 382% of these Christmas ornaments over the next like few days, I'd say. And potentially, if we get enough interest in this thing, we might add some candy canes around the 618 percentage range, something like that. But you know, maybe more, maybe less. Given time, we'll see how much volume goes into that as far as interest goes. But that's what we got. It will go to the moon. We just got to strap some rockets on it first, okay? Let's see here. So that's XRP. By the way, guys, if I'm ever, this is just for you. This is just for the 49 people in here, okay? If I'm ever wearing a nice collared shirt, odds are I have pajamas on. Absolutely. because it's comfortable. It's just comfortable. I wear the collared shirt to look nice, to look professional. I'm not wearing one now, but if I ever wear a collared shirt, just know in your head, I appreciate you, Paula. Thank you. I used to, man. Oh, dude, I used to hit the gym every day. Having a kid, it's hard, man. It's hard to work out when you have a kid, that's for sure. She wants to get up when you do. She wants to be with you the whole damn day. Let's see. What's up, MJ's Fusion? Good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, what's up, Kurt? How you doing? Yeah, man, it's fun to be live. 1976. Shout out to the House of the Dragon and the Dragon Riders, baby. You know it. I hope I haven't missed anything. I know that I've. Oh, good evening, Paula from Phoenix. Good evening from Colorado. I appreciate you, ICANN TV. I think I will monetize. I'm just a procrastinator, and that's no good excuse. But I need to probably sometime next week. I'll get monetized. Honestly, not probably, definitely. I'm going to call the state secretary, get everything legitimized, set up a business account, verify myself on AdSense, get myself monetized within the next week or two. I'll have everything sent in. It's just a matter of waiting for the things to be approved. Anyways, let's see here. Watch you every day, just looking out for general guidance you do. Thank you, Kurt. I appreciate it. You guys, again, I really appreciate everybody. Like, I was reluctant to respond to all the comments on YouTube today because I've been very adamant about the prices going lower, and Bitcoin just did some phenomenal things today. CleanSpark, one of the stocks that I personally am involved with, went higher today when I was expecting it to go lower. And you guys were all just like very understanding and not like upset with me or not like turning on me or anything like that. Like, I really appreciate it. I didn't know what to expect, but and if I get roasted for being wrong, I deserve it. Like if you're wrong, like, you roast me, whatever. But a lot of you seem to understand that it's not about being right or wrong, right? You can be wrong in this game, and that's okay. It's really about managing your risk, managing your assets, and if you do it right, you can be wrong and still make money, right? And that's how I'm doing it. I was wrong, and I'm still making money. So that's not a bad way to go. But you can't be right every time either. But XRP probably going up. I very much do think it's going up. I layered my targets already. Souls. Let's talk about Souls, man. This one, I'm actually really interested in Souls, you guys. I haven't checked it out in a couple days. I really hope it didn't go up. Let's see. Good. It's chilling. Good. It looks like it wants to go lower too. Good. Flat base, descending lows here, or descending highs, I'm sorry. This relative low to the relative high. You got your 382. It makes sense that you're holding around here. You probably do go all the way back to 30% of a penny, all the way around your 618. That makes sense, man. Let's see how much you grew. Let's see, bottom to top here, about a 10x, right? From November to December, a 10x in like a month's time. Okay, yeah, you're going to see a pullback, pretty significant pullback. Seeing the 618 makes sense to me, 76%. Sometimes with these things, you can see a 90% pullback, but I doubt it. I really do doubt it with this one. So probably around 0.0029, around there, and then up. I will look to buy some of this whenever it's down here. I'm actually pretty excited about this. For anybody that wants to get into a gaming token, gaming coins, or anything like that, something that's a low cap coin. It's a little bit more risky, not financial advice, I don't normally shill coins, but this one caught my attention. Call it a gut feeling, you know what I mean? But there's definitely some volume interest in here. There's some interest, as you can see by the volume. It went down for a lot of its time. It was kind of a nothing, just continued to bleed, and now it's actually showing some life. I love charts like this, man. I really do, especially with the volume profile. And if you look into the Unfettered Souls, that's what it's called, Unfettered Souls. It's a game, and compared to a lot of games on the blockchain that are like crypto games, this one looks cool. Like, this one actually like has decent graphics. I'm curious to see how much they develop it. Every coin, all your favorite coins, man, especially the new ones, they're just filled with promises. They don't have results yet, right? They're just filled with promises. So promises, hype is enough to pump prices, but for a cycle. If all you have is promises for the next cycle, and you don't have any results, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose attention. You have to have some results. That's why Ethereum is one of the most successful altcoins, is the most successful altcoin out there to date, is because they have a lot of promises, but they also fulfill those promises. Not all of them, but they fulfill a lot of those promises. And even if it takes extra time, even if they say it'll happen by this date, but it takes months later or even a year later to fulfill what they're trying to promise, it actually happens. They do follow through with their stuff. So that's the difference between like a top tier altcoin, a coin that can grow a lot cycle over cycle, versus a coin that just has a one cycle pump. If it's just promises, it'll have that one cycle pump. Right, everything can pump on hype, but to have multiple cycles of that, like it's like fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice, shame on you. If in the second cycle you still haven't promoted results, you've been around but you haven't promoted results, odds are the people who created that coin have moved on to another project. Odds are they haven't promoted results because, you know, for a reason. They're lazy. They didn't. Like they had the intention maybe to do well, maybe it was a legitimate project and it just didn't do well. But you know, there are plenty of coins that I've invested in too that, to me, as far as I know, they were legit and they still went down. They didn't produce enough results. So hopefully this coin can go far with its gaming, with its production value. It looks like a cool game. I would really like to see it be developed. I definitely would play it, but it's a very low cap coin. Something like this, you could put $100 in, man. Maybe it turns into 1,000. Maybe it turns into 10,000. Maybe it turns into 100,000. It's a low cap coin. That kind of potential is on the table. You don't have to put a lot of money in. And would it turn 100 into 100,000 this cycle? Probably not. Probably not. But you could still turn a decent amount of money out from a small amount of money. So I do plan on investing in this thing. I do think that it's got great things in store for it, but for now, probably going lower. That's my genuine assumption for Souls. Yeah, daily RSI looks weak. It's probably going lower. Yeah, neutral 4 hour, but mainly below the 50. Barely ever do you get above the 50. Predominantly below the 50. Anyways, that's Souls. Let's move on to Lit. Is that on? That is on this. Let's see, on Coinbase, is that enough? Do we have more historical data? Crypto, there it is, probably on Binance, yeah. Yep, there we go. Accumulation phase, beautiful. You're in accumulation phase. You can move lower, but you probably inevitably will move higher. Yeah, you can move lower. I don't know, man, you kind of double bottomed off your 618 area. If you get above 95.26 cents on a closing basis on a daily, you might be making strides higher. Until then, the possibility to go to about 62 cents is there, or lower even. I doubt you go lower than this low, but as long as you're in this accumulation range, you're just going to be range bound. So resistance here, you could go lower, form a higher low, go up, you know, do something like this. Maybe not for that long, but you know, you're in this accumulation range until you're not. And what would convince me that you're out of it? Probably a weekly. I would say so, yeah. A weekly close above like $1.51, $1.52. That would convince me. And then we could talk about higher prices. But for now, probably lower. Probably. Yeah, hidden bearish divergence. I would think you go lower from here. Again, probably around like 60 cents, something like that. 55, 65 cents, something like that. Oh, peace out, Ethan. Have to duck out, but wanted to say thanks. Appreciate you, Ethan. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you seriously for everything and just being an awesome human being, man. Keep rocking on, brother. Good to see Disco still here. Hell yeah, man. I was wondering if you were still in the chat, man. Krill and Harvest Farm thoughts. Oh, Christopher Murphy. You're killing me, bro. I want to go to bed. Yeah, we'll do it. Hold on. It's only because I like you. Krill and Harvest Farm. Is that a cannabis stock, Harvest Farm? How's something mainstream like Shiba charting? Imagine retail will enter this cycle through meme coins again. I will do Shiba as well. That's it. Okay, no more after that. Okay. Oh, all right. Last one. Buddha. That's it. No more. Seriously. Okay. Done. No more. Buddha. And then bedtime. Yes. God bless you too, Ron. I appreciate everybody. Thank you very much, man. And if you don't believe in God, may the universe bless you with all of the blessings that it can. I think I did lit, right? I already did this. Yeah, it's going up. It's probably going down from here, but then it's going to go up. It's in its accumulation phase. So whenever it does break out, just like Compound, it'll see a phenomenal run, probably all the way up to like 556. You are at 85 cents now with the potential to go to 55 to 65 cents. That's a pretty solid breakout move, man. If you go to the areas that I'm thinking of, that's like just under a 10x move, and you could go higher. You absolutely could, but that's a nice area of accumulation. You probably don't go lower than these lows, and when you are ready to go above these highs, you probably, instead of like rejecting them, how you have, right? You like tip them each time. You'll probably like consolidate around them and then move up, something like that. So look for that. When you see that kind of squiggle wiggle around the around this line, that'll be an indication. And if it's not around that line, if it's not like right at the line, maybe it's down here, and then you move up, right? You just, as long as you're doing something besides these up and down moves, that's how you know. If it's like this wherever, that's how you know you're getting ready to break out and go up really high in a very short amount of time. LTC, we'll talk about LTC, and then we'll go to TrueCar for Mr. Mike Burry after this. LTC looks good on a long-term perspective. I definitely do think LTC will see new all-time highs this cycle. From the all-time high to the relative cycle low that it had here, the minimum expected target would be all the way at $934. And I would think that you would, if you were to find resistance here, right around $1,000 makes sense for psychological resistance. But you could see the 1618. The reason why I think this 1618 is credible is because you've been pent up for a while, right? I think you deserve more than just that. But to be fair, that is the minimum target for a reason. That absolutely could be the top by the end of this cycle. But we'll see. We'll see, man. I think Litecoin, you know, compared to most cryptos, I know a lot of people don't like Litecoin. Everybody knows about Litecoin, and they write it off. It's a secure crypto. It's been around for a long time. I think it's been around since, what, 2013? It says 2016 here, but I think it's been around since 2013. It's pretty decentralized. The guy that founded it, he sold all his Litecoins, which I know doesn't sound good, but that's actually a good thing. When you have like the biggest holder sell all his coins, that allows for decentralization to come into play, which is what crypto is all about at the end of the day, right? That in my opinion adds to the security, to the value of the coin, the asset itself. I could be wrong, but I do think, compared to most cryptos that have been around this amount of time, even shorter amounts of time, multiple cycles, higher lows, it looks like it's just in like a grand phase of like consolidation, getting ready to move up. So anywhere from 900 to 2500 by the end of the cycle. Looking at the weekly, I don't like the weekly RSI. I don't hate it, but I don't like it. The daily RSI, you've got a lower high here, relatively speaking, right? High, lower high, higher high on your RSI. I think that is that's a sign of hidden bearish divergence. You did kind of break out of this. I'm not going to lie. That actually does look good from like a structural standpoint. But this day doesn't look too good. If you pull back, which you might, we still have 18 hours left in the day, so who knows. But if you pull back to prices below $69, you're likely going to go lower than these lows. And I do very much think that even with this week's upside, which is 5.5%, I do think that seeing prices down around $50, potentially even down around $55 is possible for Litecoin. So here it is at 70 now. I stand by what I said about it going up, seeing new all-time highs this cycle, but for now, I do think it probably takes a back seat and goes lower. I don't like the weekly RSI. The daily has good things going for it, but I also, lower high, higher high, I don't like that. If it continues to grow, that can change, but you'd have to get into the overbought zone to confirm that, in my opinion. But who knows? I can be wrong. Maybe you do go down from here, but you don't go as low as I'm thinking. Maybe you turn around at 60. You don't go lower than these lows, and you turn around there, and then you move up. Who knows? But I do think you'll pull back from here. I don't think you're going to go up too much higher. That's LTC. Let's talk about TrueCar on the NASDAQ. Yes, on a weekly basis here. Oh man, I've got all these lines. Let's see. What's up, Epsilon? I did not do Blel tonight. I did not. And I did not do Iota either. Man, oh man. I'm going to write them down, but I'm probably not going to do them. I already cut off requests, but I will write them down. We'll see how I'm feeling, but I don't know if I'm going to be up in 15 minutes from now, man. I'm probably going to go to bed, so we'll see. I'm going to try to move through these next ones fast, right? Just do some general analysis. TrueCar does look good. Good job. Good call, Mike Burry. It looks really good, man. Definitely breaking out of its downtrend that it's had, right? I mean, you can see it. You can genuinely see it right here. Very significant line here. You broke out of it. Not a lot of volume, which again I don't like, but if you keep moving, who cares if I like that or not? You're just going to keep moving up. Had a little pullback. Yes, you're above here. It looks like you want to go up higher. You do have some bearish divergence, so to be fair, from here you could pull all the way back to like 250 and then move up. You could. You do have bearish divergence on your weekly. It's not confirmed. It's only confirmed when we have a red week. If you keep moving up, that bearish divergence goes away, and then you'll pull back. But maybe not. But I do like it. I do think it looks good. From a relative high to low, I would think you go to 420. 420. That's your minimum target right there. I do. Maybe you go there next week and then you pull back and close the week red or close it neutral or something like that. I don't know if you're going to 533 right now. Over time, I do think you're working your way up. I do think this breakout is significant on a monthly basis, but I am expecting relatively soon some kind of small pullback. Again, back to around that like 250, maybe 270 area, somewhere in there. But for now, you're at 389. You probably do move up to like 420 or a little bit higher than that. That's TrueCar. We're doing Radio Kaka. Radio Kaka. Man, oh man. Radio Shack. Radio Kaka. Raka. Radio Kaka. Is it V2? I only see it as V2, so maybe I should do it on here. Raka. Radio Kaka. On KuCoin. Looks like it wants to go lower. Yes. Probably around your 000127 to 0001167. Somewhere in that range. Maybe immediately you do move up to 30169, but inevitably I think you're going down to this white zone. That's my genuine expectation. Yes, absolutely, I do. Yeah. Okay. Shiba Inu. This is one that I know Shiba has a lot of promises. This is kind of like an ideal coin talking about the promises. It's got all these like great ideas for the ecosystem and stuff like that. I don't know how well it does though, man. Like I personally don't know if this thing sees new all-time highs this cycle or not. It could. If it does, we could see Shiba at 000185. 00047 is a possibility, but I think this 1272 is a possibility, a likelihood if you were to see new all-time highs. You might not even see the 1272. This is one of those coins that could maybe, just because of how high of a market cap it would have up here, maybe it would fall short of that. I know there's a burn schedule coming out. It's a very insignificant amount of coins that are being burned, so who cares? Like over a year's worth of time, it'd be like less than 1%, like maybe even less than 0.5%. Probably like less than 0.5% of coins that gets burned, but there are coins being burned. I think there is some kind of burn schedule that's come out. You are in a phase of accumulation. I do think it will go up from here inevitably. This 61869 zone would be the minimum target at 403.385. Very likely you would go up into this area. And that's kind of, between here and between here, this is where I expect Shiba to go. But it is possible that you could see prices up here in this area. It really is possible. The way to tell if that's going to happen is when we see this 618 zone, you're likely going to find resistance. Come back down to your 0.5 and then break out on your second attempt. Or come back down to your 382 and break out on your second attempt. What I mean is this is your first attempt. On your second attempt breaking through the white zone, you want to break through it. If you find resistance in this area again and you pull back, I would expect the third attempt would signal that you do find resistance here or resistance in your 886 100 level, something like that. Immediately speaking, looking at Shiba for what it is on the daily, it looks good. It actually looks like it wants to move. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Looks like it wants to move up. Ah, but it's a lower high still, not a lot of volume. Hidden bearish divergence. Ah, maybe I lied. Maybe it does want to go lower. Descending highs, flat base. You probably do want to go to below 5088, probably. What would you do? Let's see. Low to high. 5083 to 50795, somewhere in there. That would make sense. Look at you. You're right at your 382 finding resistance. Yeah, you probably see your 618 to 69, maybe even the 786 or 886, but lower. I doubt you go too much higher than this. That's Shiba. Let's go on to KRYN or Krill. No, it's KRYLL. So it's just KRL. Thank you all to the 44 people who are still here. Kurt Hamann. I think it's Kurt Hamann. I did LTCN and BCHG in the very beginning of this video. It was actually one of the first things that I went over. I talked about Bitcoin for a long time. I went over some stocks and some crypto stocks as well, like crypto mining stocks. And then I talked about, I want to say it was maybe like 30 minutes in, if not at least 15 minutes in, I talked about BCHG and LTCN. No timestamps, but that's what I got. Krill. Interesting chart. Looks weird. Accumulation phase. You probably come down. Probably do. Low to high. Yeah. See you at 30 to 27 cents. Pretty simple. I think it will go there. You were overbought. Now you're not. See you at 30 to 27 cents. Went below your 382. Rejected your 236. 30 to 27 cents is where you're going. That's Krill. Harvest Farm. You said Harvest Farm. I forget who it was that said Harvest Farm. But did you mean Harvest Finance, or did I read Harvest Farm and you said Harvest Finance? I'm gonna try. Harvest Farm, Christopher Murphy. Christopher Murphy, if you're there, man. If not, I'm gonna do some harvest. Oh, it says farm, so that might be the one. But I think you meant Harvest Finance. High to low here. And if not, we're just talking about it. It looks good. Looks like it wants to move up. That's a bullish fib structure right there, man. Lower lows in your RSI, higher lows, you're looking strong. Yeah, dude, you want to go up. You want to go up to $75 to $108. Here you are at $42.70. Good looks, real good looks. I like it a lot. I dare even say, and this is my most hated chart pattern. I hate it because it's worthless. Anybody who uses this pattern, you are going to get screwed more often than not. Like to a 90% degree, you're going to get screwed. But in this one case, it does look like a cup and handle, and it probably does go up higher. Probably. Yes, probably. Let's see if you took the measure move. In my experience, cup and handles fail way more often than they come through. I mean, that would take you all the way up to your 2272, which is absolutely possible, especially given that you're in a long phase accumulation range. Yeah, you could be making a move up to $210. I wouldn't normally look at the deep extensions on something like this, but yeah, I think it's possible. This looks good. It looks good relatively speaking. Relatively speaking, you go up to $76 to $108. Then maybe you see some consolidations or corrections, but you do have a measure move target all the way up at $200 and essentially $211. So it looks good. I think you do that rather immediately. Like you start moving up rather immediately. Not that you go here immediately or here or here. You're just starting to move up immediately. It could be tomorrow that you see this. It could be a month from now that you see this. But I doubt you go too much lower is what I'm really trying to say. So that's Farm. Buddha. We're going to talk about Buddha. We're going to talk about Iota and Blel, and then I'm going to go to bed. Okay. Buddha. Man, this makes me think of what is it? It's the 40-year-old virgin. I think it's the 40-year-old virgin. Buddha. I'm pretty sure. Or maybe it's Michael Scott. It's Steve Carell, one way or another. Let's just take a quick look at Chris Pontius. Bounce, 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 bounce. Yep, that's the guy himself, man. Can I look this up? Would this be illegal? I hope I don't get this video taken down for this. Old school, man. It's not good quality. Let's get some good quality. It just has the theme song. This one's funny. Oh man. You guys are making me want to watch some Jackass. Alright, well, whatever. We're going to do this one. This one looks like it's a little bit better quality. He's wearing a thong, by the way. He's not naked. That's that, I guess. That's all we got, yeah. The quality is so bad, but man, this is the OG. This is the funny one right here. Kind of makes me feel like partying. I kind of want to party right now. Dude, yeah, same here, Epsilon. This shit's great, bro. He starts dancing on the cop. Takes his hat. Dude, this shit's great. I really hope this doesn't get taken down because of this. The bongos. All right. Okay, let's get back to work, guys, okay? A little bit of a party break there. It's 11 o'clock where I'm at. I need to go to bed. We're going to talk about Buddha. Buddha. I don't remember. I didn't write the name down. But Buddha looks good. It looks like it's actually finally coming down to the lows that I was expecting it to come down to. It could go lower. It's a new coin. Who really knows? On a daily perspective, I would expect to see this RSI in the oversold zone before going up. That doesn't mean you have to go too dramatically lower. You could continue to move sideways like this and see this kind of like bleed out on the RSI. Let's see what you got going on this low to high here. Look at that. You're like right near your 1272. You probably do go a little bit lower. Anywhere from 50.56 to 40.127. Probably, let's say you go even lower than that. Probably 50.83. So, somewhere in this range is probably where you're going. But it looks good right now. It looks pretty good. If you wanted to start DCAing, it's probably not a bad time, but not financial advice. You know, if this is something that you want to get into, absolutely, it could go up to like 402 and then move lower. It really could, right? You've got these lower lows. You could form a lower high and then move lower. I don't think it's going to go up from here like immediately. I don't think it's going to go lower from here immediately, though it could. But inevitably, I do think you're going to see prices between like 401 to 5056, something like that. So that's Buddha. Let's finish this bad boy up with some Iota. Only because, what's her name? Only because Paula gave me a nice compliment about my working out every day. which I don't do anymore, man. Dude, anybody, by the way, I don't know. I'm just saying from personal experience, you can work out every day and it's good for you. I know there's people who think you need rest days. You don't need rest days, man. When I was like, from like my early to like late 20s, I would work out literally every day. If I partied till 2 in the morning and I got wasted, if I partied till 4 in the morning, I'd wake up at 10 in the morning and I would work out, dude. I actually, oddly enough, maybe some people can agree with me out there, but I had a lot of energy whenever I'd work out on those mornings after partying. I talked to somebody about this and they're like, you know, your body only processes like protein, or maybe it's sugar, fats, and alcohol for energy. So it's like if you got drunk, you can get this like weird hit of energy because your body processes alcohol as energy. I'm not a scientist, I'm not a chemist, I don't know, but I believe him. He's a smart person. Maybe I'm a dumb person for believing somebody without looking into it, but I believe him. I trust him. Anyways, Iota. I'm just saying, man, you can work out every day. You can absolutely work out every day. Maybe not the same muscle group, but you know, target different muscles. If you work out the same muscle group, it'd probably be like your abs. You work out your legs every day anyways, just being alive, but if you want to like build muscle, you can absolutely work out every single day. It's not a bad thing. If you want to be a bodybuilder, probably you don't want to work out every day. You want to give it's different. It's different depending on your physique, but whatever. Enough about that. This is a crypto channel, okay? We're not building bodies here. 786 support on Iota. Deep retracement. Finding support on the 50. Yeah. You're going up. Probably. If you go lower, I doubt you go below this low. So you're at 25 cents now. I doubt you go below 20 cents or too much lower than 20 cents. You're probably working your way up to about 65 cents right now. 60, 64. Something like that. Top to bottom. $0.60 at your 0.5. 85 to $1. You look good, man. It looks pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie. If you go lower, it's not going to be by too much. Yeah, that looks nice. It does. It really does look nice. So probably goes up higher. If you go lower, not by too much. I would be surprised if you went lower than this. It could happen. If you were to go below 20 cents, I suppose you could go down to about 16.5 cents, but that's it. That's like it. I very much doubt you go below these lows, but I like this, man. I think that's it. I think that it wants to go up higher. Yeah, look at 618 tip, bro. You're above the 382. You're going up. You're going up. Where's your extensions at? Top to bottom here. 1272 above the 382. 1618 right there. Deep extension at the 2272 right at your 618. That's beautiful. 86. You're going up, man. You look good. Iota looks really good. If you go lower, not by much. If you go higher, by much. Blue Zell, and this is the last one. We're going to finish it up with this. I love Blue Zell. Bro, you need 850 South Burrito for energy, or 805 South. Is that something that you make, MJ's Fusion? I would love it. Can you send it here? How long will it take? I don't care if it takes 2 days. I want it. A burrito sounds really good. A South Burrito? Whoo! Unless it's a sex thing. I don't need your South Burrito if it's a sex thing, okay? I don't go that way. No offense to the people that do. You know, I love all orients of life. I just don't love them. You know, I'm getting silly, man. I'm almost done with this drink. I poured a lot of vodka in there, and it's been a couple hours, you know. So I mean, it's not like it's all hitting me at once, but I'm feeling myself. If you can't tell, Google it, bro. Am I gonna get banned? Let's see, 805. South Burrito. Okay. Oh, MJ's Fusion. Hey, MJ's Fusion is just wanting some clout here. Look at that shit, man. Oh, looks good. Yeah. Sign me up, bro. Looks real good. Shout out to MJ's Fusion. Order online. Let's do it. Yogurt and smoothies. Yogurt smoothies, actually. Breakfast. That's my style. Breakfast burrito. Prepared with regular fries. I like your style. Eggs, cheese, house sauces, seaweed, sesame seeds, and your choice of bacon sausage or bacon and sausage. They give you both options. Beautiful. Vegetarian. If you're a vegetarian. Oh, they do vegetarian breakfast burritos too. I am vegetarian. I was vegan, guys, for 6 years. Don't judge me. I'm not one of those judgmental vegans, okay? I never have been. It's taboo to say you're vegan in this world because you expect those people, those vegans, to like be like, you know. I don't care. My wife she eats all the meats, man. We'll go out to eat. It's actually kind of funny. I will order the vegan food. Not anymore, but I used to order the vegan food. She would order the steak. They came out always. Every single waiter, no matter who we ordered from, they would bring me the steak. They would give her the vegan food because they thought it was that way. I was vegan, bro. I was vegan. When I was actually in the best shape of my life, I was vegan. I was 185 pounds, 6 foot tall, with a six-pack and like working out regularly, man. I was in really good shape. As a vegan, you can be a healthy vegan, but you can be an unhealthy vegan. It's way easier to be an unhealthy vegan, and it's not hard to not be a dick when you're a vegan, man. Yeah, props to the vegan. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm not a vegan anymore. I was vegan for 6 years, good portion of my life, but I did feel like it started to like weigh on my health. I did feel like, I talked to some people who had been vegans before and had been vegans for longer than me even, that had some health issues, and I think you can do it healthy. I just think I kind of like fell off the wagon essentially, and I don't know. I gave in a little bit, and I don't know. I'm still vegetarian, but I'm actually considering eating meat again. But enough about me, man. Enough about me. I don't care if you eat meat. I don't care if you're vegan. As long as you're happy. I will judge you. I always have. When I was vegan, I said the same thing, man. I will judge you way more for living your life not trying to be happy than what you eat. Like, I don't care what you eat. We're both human beings. You can have your beliefs, I can have my beliefs. Let's get along. It doesn't mean that we have to hate each other. I think there are a lot of vegans out there that give vegans, I used to be vegan, but people like me, they give us a bad name, man. Like, the other day I was at a restaurant. I ordered a breakfast burrito, no meat. She gave me meat. She gave me chorizo, and you could see it in her face. She's like, "Oh God." Like, that's a server's worst nightmare, to give meat to a vegetarian. Oh, I bet, dude. That's awesome. Oh, might have to go to MJ's Fusion if Sublime goes there, guys. Here's some Santeria playing in the background. But oh man, I love Sublime. But yeah, you could see it in her face. It was like her worst nightmare, and I was like, look. I was a server. I used to be a server. I get it. I'm like, and at that point in time, I hadn't eaten meat for a long time. Like, that was the first taste of meat, and I didn't enjoy it really, but I tipped her. I tipped her more than 20%. I told her she was okay. Mistakes happen. It was busy in the restaurant. She made a mistake. It's okay. Like, there's no need for all these vegans and vegetarians to be as animalistic as they are. Like, if you want to be these peaceful, like a lot of these vegans and vegetarians, they see themselves as like holier than thou people, and really they're just assholes. Like that, and as soon as someone makes a mistake or does something that they don't approve of or believe in, they take it out on them. You're a vegan or a vegetarian because you believe that you're compassionate for animals and other beings, right? Show some fucking compassion for your own human beings. Like that's all I'm saying. Vegans give people like me a bad name. That's all I'm saying, man. But enough of that. Let's finish this up with Bluezell. Most people probably don't know I'm vegan because I don't advertise it. They always say, "How do you know someone's vegan?" And then you say, "How?" And they say, "Because they'll tell you." Like that, I try not to tell people because it's like vegans give me a bad name, man. But I'm not a vegan anymore, so I guess I don't have to do that. Yeah. Thank you, Epsilon. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate you guys. I can see I lost some viewers on that talk. It's like, oh, this dude's vegan, unsubscribing. Low to high. You're probably pulling back to your 382. Very much, I believe so. If this Bitcoin pump wasn't enough for you to move up, I very much believe you're going to move back down to 16.7 cents, potentially all the way down to 10 cents. You could move all the way back down to 10 cents. But I personally am looking for this 382 level because Bluezell really loves this 382. I think it will go below 20 cents. I think it will stay above 16 cents. If you were to go a little bit below your 382, that's pretty normal, okay? I should say above 15 cents. 15 to 20 cents, likely around this 16.7 cent area is where you're going. That's all I got for you guys. If you like the video, if you like the live stream, hit that like button. I know there's only 40 of you in here now. Some of you just joined recently, but hit that like button. It's a very long stream. You know, it was silly. You know, we got off topic, we got back on topic, but I hope you guys all liked it. I enjoyed it. I really do enjoy these live streams every time. I don't do it all the time because I don't have the time to do it, but I did have the time today. And yeah, man, we touched on Bitcoin. We touched on the Grayscale Trust. We touched on crypto miners. We went through a various amount of stocks and cryptos. I appreciate you too, Fonzie. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Could tell by the taco. Yeah, you know. Yeah, right. The taco challenge. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, it was fun, man. I always have fun. And I'm basically at the end of my drink here. If you guys are still here, I want to take you on a walk. I want to take you on a little walk. I want to go outside. I've talked about this before. I wanted to show off my deck. We moved to this place, we moved to this place probably like in December, so not too long ago. Let's see. Can you see me? I don't know. Ooh, I'm gonna move away from my computer. I wonder if it'll allow me. Let's see. Can I? Let's do this. Hold on. Hold up now. All right, there we go. I got some stuff. I know. Okay. Hold up now. There's nothing out here yet. But man, I want to do some stuff with the deck because we got a lot of space, man. Going out here. Look at all this space we got, man. Look at this. I got my car tires there. You can't tell, but actually it's wet. But man, you got all this space. And then there's some stuff that's not right there. It's nice. Look, people in restaurants, you don't just like big walls right here. I don't know. It's nice. I like it. There's the house. I said a little while ago that I would probably take you guys on a stroll, so that's that at the very end there. Come on, Rafiki. I got my cat out here. He's being a little turd. Little guy. Let's see. Right there. Come on, buddy. Come on. Come on. This is a little unhinged C-Zar gets crypto right here, guys. And that's Mufasa. Alright, whatever. They can stay outside. It's cold, man. It doesn't look like it, but it's like 34 degrees out there, so pretty cold. Anyways, I'm gonna end it there. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I definitely did. I'll see you guys on the next one. And next time, actually, the main reason I wanted to show you guys the deck is because I am, in the summertime, going to make some videos while I'm out there. So it'll be better ambiance. But for now, it's cold as shit out there, man. It's very cold. So that's it. And I will see you guys on the next one. Take care. Oh, I didn't realize I didn't make it big. That's okay. Whatever.